All right, guys, we're back with another weekly anime and manga episode. This is episode 12. We got myself, Jachik, we got Justman, and we got Jagad. And so to start this off, we're going to just dive right into One Piece.
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah. No, before we start, we got a birthday week boy over here.
What?
Yeah, we're
Shout out
gonna
to
celebrate your
Jacek.
birthday.
Shout out to Jacek, man's birthday was this week. Clap it up for this guy one time.
Damn. Thanks, guys. All
Alright,
right,
so-
Let's get into One Piece.
yeah. 1063.
1063. Jinx, bro. Damn. We're on the same wavelength or something right now.
It's crazy. It's almost like we record podcasts together.
Facts. 1063. This
Yo,
cover page, though.
I'm gonna let you know he's not gonna talk until you unjinx him.
He's done. He can't talk. One Piece chapter? I don't care how good this chapter was. He can't talk.
Alright.
You could unjinx, bro. You can talk. No, jinx. You're good. You're good. Talk.
Gotcha.
Talk.
There you go.
Gotcha,
That's how you
gotcha.
get rid of a jinx, bro. You gotta say somebody's name 3 times.
All right, bro. You're back.
Yeah.
This cover page, though.
Yeah. Damn.
So, Blackbeard.
Wait, what?
Bro,
Which
like,
song?
because we were like, yo, what if it's like
This is-
frosting or something else, right? But yo, Cracker looks like he was running away from something. Like he's
He
in.
does. He's grabbing some
Yeah,
like,
like
reaching
this is
something.
like yo, don't kill me type vibes. Not like an explosion went off.
But it,
You know
it
what I
still
mean?
says Germa 66 Cold Blooded Voyage. So it's like
Why would Germa 66 want to kidnap Pudding?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean their whole thing got screwed. Like this whole engagement thing that they're doing.
Pudding was being taught how to read poneglyphs, no?
Yeah, she was.
Kind of.
But with her devil fruit, she can also like I
She
guess
was-
go into people's memories, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that she was trying to read poneglyphs. She was trying to unlock like her devil fruit awakening so she could like
Mhm.
get it from Robin in some way.
Okay,
'Cause
but
and
that
that's-
still falls in line with Blackbeard, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially like later on in this chapter.
it could.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Specifically with later on.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean,
because
then-
it's ice and stuff. Like whose ability is this? Do you know what I mean?
Aokiji,
Like
bro.
that's,
Unless somehow, what's her name? She could use snow. She
It does look like
she was in Punk
ice,
Hazard.
though.
Do you guys remember her?
who?
She-
The one that Zoro killed, I guess.
yeah,
Monet?
killed. Yeah, we don't know if she's dead or not, but yeah,
Yeah.
Monet. Like, it could be her.
Yeah.
Just I don't know.
I mean,
Because
okay,
if
so
Caesar's there, Monet's there, right? That makes sense.
we didn't see her after Punk Hazard. She was
That's
like,
true, but
she
like,
didn't come
you know,
with them.
She was working for Caesar, so if she's there, it makes sense. Like all the ice shit lines up. You know?
It's kind of like with Virgo. Like I thought like Monet and Virgo were both dead after that, and it's kind of done.
Yeah,
but-
that's what I thought so too. Like,
Also, like the way they're saying Pudding's been kidnapped, it could also be that maybe Blackbeard guys pulled up while this shit was going down, and they just stole her and dipped.
just
Stole
took her.
her while it was going on. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
'cause-
true.
Could be.
But like the reason I say it's Blackbeard is just like with how everything's moving right now. It's like
I can see him doing a
really
shit ton.
pushing
Mhm.
Blackbeard's
Mhm.
narrative
Agenda.
and his
Yeah, yeah.
plot, his
That's true.
agenda. Yeah,
That's true.
Nah, for sure.
exactly.
But like the title of the episode is "The Only Family I've Got," so I thought this was like a reference to Pudding being kidnapped. Like, oh no,
right.
yeah,
Then you find out it's later.
yeah.
It's
But it fits though. It fits.
It does fit though. It fits very well.
Just getting into the chapter now. I feel like we can kind of.
Bro, Luffy
go
looking
over-
like you, bro. Luffy
Yeah.
looking
Hey,
like
yo.
you,
He's nice and thick.
Personally, if I was you, I wouldn't take that.
That's a compliment, bro. That's a compliment. You don't want to look like Luffy, bro.
Yeah. I mean, him and his new J's, bro. Like, I know you're looking pretty clean. Anyway,
It's
so
that Kanye style.
yeah, no,
'Cause,
that,
yeah, we know this is for like comedic purposes. Because even like
Yeah.
Bonnie gets fat, and remember the first time they introduced her, she's feasting. She doesn't
Yeah,
like gain any
yeah,
weight.
fat. Yeah,
so this
no,
is
of course.
definitely like a
Yeah.
comedic panel.
100%.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then I like that they, like they got into new clothes and they got all this food and they're just chilling. They're really vibing, like having so much fun.
Bro, this new
Like
fit for these guys,
they're like,
bro.
yeah, they're really exploring this futuristic thing, just kind of
Yeah,
screwing
like
around.
this is straight Astro Boy vibes, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Yeah,
oh damn, yo, and Jimby's got like a Hawaiian shirt on. I
yeah,
was
He's got a
yeah,
like,
Hawaiian shirt.
yeah, yeah. Yo, I like the fact though that it says SSG on his,
yeah,
shirt. Is like
right.
Super
so.
Saiyan.
Yeah, exactly, Super Saiyan
You think
God.
Super Saiyan
Well, it's
God?
probably not. It's probably not, but that's just why I like it.
I think it's more like super secret government.
Super secret code.
Yo, but
um,
Like
why they do
very like
Jinbei like that?
because I
no,
don't know,
Jinbei is
but
actually, I don't
futuristic.
understand.
from
Yeah,
what was that TV show that was in the future? Very Jetsons, right? Jetsons, is
Jetsons.
that what they're
Yeah,
called?
Jetsons,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
yeah,
the vibe I got too.
for sure.
Um, so the next panel after you see like Luffy's like, oh, it's Kuma, and you see like a police Kuma pull
Yeah.
Yeah,
up, and like, yo, they actually mass produced this guy to like a whole nother level. Like this is
bro,
actually
he's
Yeah.
literally RoboCop. He is
yeah,
RoboCop.
this is so bad. And then
And
yeah, you find out like all the stuff that they were eating and like the fashion clothes and stuff that they took was none of it was free.
Yeah,
yeah, but Luffy was about to hit him with some.
Oh
just
yeah, with that
dome
like gear
him.
third fucking,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we have Bonnie just kicking him out the way.
which is also crazy itself. Like, I mean, yeah, he didn't expect somebody to pull up, but like for her to, it
Kick
kind of
him like
shows that.
that.
Yeah, it kind of shows that she's
Yeah,
like a worst generation, like
I
living up
guess,
her
but
name kind of thing.
like we haven't seen any growth from her since pre time skip,
Exactly.
right? So we don't actually know how far she's gone, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But then, Luffy's like, yo, what the fuck, man? What are
Yeah.
Yeah.
we doing? Like, why are you hitting me? Like, we
And I
gotta, we
know,
gotta.
I know, like one of you guys was saying, like, oh, it's God, right? You were
Yeah.
saying that, this reveal was gonna happen like somewhere near the end of the arc, but like right away,
I
they was
wanted,
like,
yeah.
nah, bro.
I
You
wanted it
thought?
because he always cucks us. He always cucks us. So I was just
Yeah.
like, and I'm happy that he didn't wait till the end. Like, I'm actually like really happy that he did this
Bro,
now.
this panel,
'Cause, like,
please don't hurt my daddy. And like her
yeah,
face, just like,
yeah.
And then the
And
little like
bro,
I like the
flashback of her
flashback
with, yeah, oh
flashback,
my
because
yeah.
goodness,
Kuma
bro.
looks so dope there. So I was just like, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
Just
And
hit
then,
so hard.
It does, right?
yeah, and then from there we switch to a certain sea in the new world, and all you hear is Blackbeard's
Z
laugh.
just hits that
There
shit
you
so
go.
hard.
That's an impression right there.
Yeah.
I know, yo, Halloween?
Yeah,
Oh,
100%, bro.
fuck.
100%.
And then you see Law trying to get away, and then turns out Law's a female. And
Yeah, huge
Yeah,
shocker.
okay, and then
Big Law.
reading this, I thought that Blackbeard guy stole Ivankov's fruit.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought
same.
too.
Because remember when Burgess guys were in Baltigo, and then he was
Yeah,
giving transmissions to Blackbeard, and we
100%.
and we didn't really know what happened there, like when they pulled up and like saved Burgess and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I full on just believed that they stole Ivankov's fruit.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Or I was like, bro, this is a fan chapter. Like, it's not real.
Yeah, because I already saw the leaks on like Tuesday or something, and
Yeah,
I was just like, why is he gender bent? Like, there's no way this is like a real thing that happened.
Yeah.
Um,
But hey, kind of
but
fun
then
though.
yeah,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
He's like,
get it.
bro, he's like all the females in the One Piece fandom are thirsting over him, but all the males are gonna thirst over him too. Like,
Yo, shit, I gotta go grab my law figure. I gotta go.
Yo, relax.
Um,
Yeah, no. So
but we see something interesting here. Like, I don't know if like I never thought that hockey was like a direct nullification of a devil fruit. I just thought it was a way
Yeah.
to like counteract it. Whereas here
No.
we see that he uses his
This-
hockey to like directly nullify the effects of a devil fruit.
I don't know. This to me played into like exactly how I thought hockey was, especially with when they showed Zoro, where he had like the sword eating him, and then he kind of uses hockey to like keep it at bay.
Yeah.
From that point on, like this application of hockey was like very like you could tell like you could
Like
do
this is
this
how
type
it
of
was
thing.
gonna go.
Because that's how I saw
Yeah.
it. Like every time I was talking about like the Blackbeard versus Luffy thing, I was like,
Yeah.
Luffy can just use hockey to protect himself from the darkness because it's like the same thing, right?
Yeah, like counteracting it.
Yeah, because the way I
Because
see it is like
I just thought I didn't see it was like as like a pure nullification. I saw it as like a means to fight like low gear types, essentially, right?
the way I see it is like hockey's like you have a strong, solid will, right? And nothing can
Yeah,
break it depending on how strong it
yeah,
is. And then
yeah,
with a devil fruit, that's like the devil's will. And then if your will's
yeah.
not strong enough, it kind of takes over and like
Okay, that makes
you know what I'm
sense.
saying? So it kind of
Yeah, yeah.
prevents it from coming through.
But essentially, you can just
Yeah.
stop any devil fruit then at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um
which kind of like it more feeds into the whole hockey thing than the devil fruit prowess,
yeah,
right? Where like hockey just runs everything, which kind of actually
essentially.
makes more sense why Roger was the way he is, because he's like,
Yeah.
nah, fuck it, you
He
can't
didn't
do
even need
anything to me.
he didn't need a devil fruit
No,
anyway.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, this next page, this double
yeah,
spread with
double
Burgess,
spread.
bro.
Dude, this was crazy.
He's
Let's just
lifting a whole
holy
mountain,
like
bro.
hold on before we gotta like peep the side panels and stuff, but just looking at it, like
Yeah, yeah.
you have Doc Q talking about how like he has a sick fruit, and obviously like we knew he had some
Yeah,
type of disease related thing,
I mean, yeah,
and like this is kind of broken because like the fruit itself,
so broken,
the way that
bro.
he turned like turning somebody into a girl as like a disease, he could kind of turn
Yeah,
anything into a
anything,
disease as long as he knows how to do it right.
bro. He might be the most broken guy in the verse. He can
Yeah.
literally be like, yo, an arm fall off disease, or now
No,
all your arms fell off.
or
Shanks
You know
already
what I
knows
mean?
how that feels.
like a disease where you feel a disease where you feel like you're on fire or like ice cold or
Yeah,
like whatever. Like he could
yo, in
screw you over in
any
so many
way,
ways.
bro.
And
And it's kind of crazy because he's a doctor too, right? So he's supposed to
yeah,
fight against sickness, but he's the one spreading it.
yeah, and I like it because it's gonna be
Yeah,
it's a direct like difference from Chopper,
Chopper. Yeah,
and
yeah,
especially
yeah.
when we saw Chopper come up with these vaccines and shit. Like he's really
Mhm.
gonna be tested against Doc Q for
Oh,
this.
100%.
And then we have a
Van
panel.
Ogre.
We have a panel with Van Ogre and Burgess, and there's like a couple things. So one is like if you look at Burgess's face, you can tell like half of it's like cyborg or like it's not human, like something kind of got screwed up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
So
He got changed.
I from what I saw was that he probably got fucked up by Sabo so hard that
Yeah.
like you know he had to,
Oh
he
yeah,
had to
what you
fix up his
saw. What
face.
you
Of course,
saw.
of
Word.
course.
What you saw. Okay.
Well, from Dressrosa, right? Like from them,
Nah,
like,
I think this was like
Sabo
something that
rocked his
happened.
shit. Sabo
No,
rocked
probably
his shit.
Dragon or like Ivanka probably rocked his shit, and then that's what happened.
Nah, man, the Sabo written all over it.
Bro. It was
Anyways, and then
you know what actually happened? It was he
Yeah, yeah.
slipped and fell while trying to drink out of a water fountain. Shout out Zac Efron.
Yeah.
yeah, that's just mean, bro. That's just mean. Yeah, that's nah,
Alright,
man.
anyways, anyways,
Pray for my boy Zach, man. What the heck?
he's good now,
No,
but you know.
no, I know, but I mean, like, he doesn't need people calling him out like that. Like,
Anyways, Van Ogre with the warp fruit. This is
yeah,
insane because you know a lot of people thought somebody on Shanks's crew had this Del fruit.
yeah.
Like there's been speculation of this fruit for a long ass time.
From the Marine Ford arc.
Exactly, because
Yeah,
he went and fought Kaido, and then all of a sudden he showed up in like Marine Ford.
yeah.
So you're like, how did he make
Kind of,
this
yeah.
distance, right? But this warp war fruit is just broken, bro. Like any hopes Law had to escape are gone
Gone.
because this guy can just be like,
Yeah.
bro, instantaneous movement, bro. So, and the thing is, because Van Ogre is a sniper and he has a warp war fruit, they're gonna put him up against Usopp, and Usopp's observational hockey's probably gonna like,
Exactly. And I felt the same
outclass him.
thing because like with
Yeah,
him, with his the way his observational hockey is, like the way he was
yeah,
looking at like the soul and stuff. Even though
yeah,
he's gonna have
yeah,
like the
yeah.
warp fruit, even if he's like moving from like place to place and stuff, he's
Mhm.
gonna be able to sense where his soul is gonna be before he gets there, and actually be
Yeah.
able to snipe him out consistently.
Mhm.
So like that's gonna play out so well. And then also with Van Ogre, I noticed that they changed his design. They changed the way he
Yeah,
looks because he's
like
got like a little
really,
goatee thing going.
just the goatee, bro. He got some
I,
facial hair, like
no, but he looks so different from
Puberty.
when they introduced him
he looks
pre-time
similar,
skip.
bro. It's literally just the beard, bro.
No, but I'm saying like facially, like the structure, like it is the goatee, but I feel like
It's
structurally,
like
like
one small panel, so it's kind of hard to judge.
yeah,
Because you were saying the same thing about Shanks in that one panel before.
there,
Remember?
he
Biggest
he
watch.
clearly looked different in that panel. Don't even come at me, man.
Sure.
I don't know.
But
But
yeah,
can we
that
talk about how useless Law's crew is?
Yeah, bro.
This man's fighting a whole shit. This guy's fighting all of Blackbeard's crew,
by
and they're
himself,
just
essentially.
what are they doing?
no for real.
What's happening?
No, actually,
They're just screaming in the background while Law's fighting though.
I mean, okay, realistically, he has like 2 people on his crew that he can trust. Like Bep was strong, and then that one slave dude that he got
So
from the auction.
the thing is, right, we don't actually know what time of day it is, right? So Beppo could show his like Sulong form and maybe be
Right.
more
Maybe.
useful.
Oh,
But
that'd be
we don't,
cool.
There's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
cool.
But yeah, Burgess with the buff fruit, I feel like this was kind of like
They didn't know what to give him, and they just threw some shit at him.
exactly like I feel like Oda just kind of just he's like, yeah, fuck it, give him super strength.
I
Like I
mean,
feel like this is the most basic devil fruit we've ever gotten out of
I
One
think
Piece.
I think what it is that because Burgess is like he's really like I think it's called Strongman Burgess or something, but he's
Yeah, he
really
is. He
his
is.
whole thing is
Yeah,
built around him being like freaking jacked, I guess, right?
yeah, I
And
guess.
then the thing is, he was supposed to take Ace's fruit, and because he couldn't take Ace's fruit, they were like, "Okay, like this is like the
He
next
also
best
wanted Luffy's
option."
fruit too. Remember, he wanted Luffy's
Yeah,
fruit
Yeah, he
too.
did
and
want Luffy's fruit as well.
Which is
and
why
just
the whole theory of like Katakuri's fruit being taken by Burgess was a thing.
and just looking at like all these guys' fruits, it's clear that Blackbeard's going heavily about utility. He doesn't care about whether it's like the strongest fruit or something. He wants it to like be because he already has the 2 strongest fruits. He doesn't need anyone else to
Yeah.
really be strong because they've got Shiryu with the invisible fruit. They have
Right.
Katarina with the shape shifting Nine Tails Fox fruit.
Right.
And then you have these guys being able to do any disease and warp wherever they want. And then I guess
The only
Burgess,
person that we don't know who has a devil fruit is Lafitte. We actually don't know
yeah,
what his devil fruit is.
no, that's true. And then, but
Yeah.
that's the thing though, like the way, like now that they're fighting Law, are they gonna steal Law's fruit, give it to Van Ogre because it's kind of the same fruit?
How is he gonna have 2 devil fruits, my guy?
Swap them out. Swap them out.
If that's a thing,
Shit, I don't know. Like, it
bro.
could
I
be.
don't
We
even
don't,
think,
well,
yo.
we
I
don't know what
don't think.
Blackbeard's technically capable of.
Yeah,
Yeah. And like,
and
bro, you think like, because moving on to the next panel, bro.
hold on.
You think? Oh yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like because with Lafitte, we don't know that Lafitte has a devil fruit.
Right.
They could give Law's fruit to Lafitte, and I feel like as
They
a
could.
character, Lafitte would actually work with that devil fruit really well. Just from like the little moments we have seen of Lafitte.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
we haven't seen like an immediate where a devil fruit goes away and then immediately gets used again, right? Like the
Yeah.
one time we do see that is like with Ace and Sabo, right? Where like it
Yeah.
goes away, we see it again with Sabo. But
Yeah.
this would be like the evil version of that, right? Where we would see like Law loses devil fruit, Lafitte with it, and then like that's how
2
Luffy
different takes
finds
on
out.
it.
That's how Luffy finds out, like, oh shit, why
Yeah.
do you have
What happened to Law?
why do you have try? Why do you have his devil fruit? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Some shit like
That'd
that.
be
But
crazy.
this is if you guys are like thinking that Law's gonna die. I don't think Law's gonna
I
die.
do. This is
I don't think he's
I've
gonna
been
die.
thinking for so long that Law's gonna
Yeah.
die.
But
And
now it's
I
too obvious. The
no,
thing is,
no.
when we were saying it, it was like, oh shit, like coming out of left field. Now
No,
it's like
but
so blatantly
yo,
obvious that
it doesn't
I don't think he's gonna
it
die.
doesn't matter if it's obvious because it's just at the end of the day, it's like just good story
No.
writing for him. Because
No,
it's
So
like
that's
let me
true.
so let me
That's
ask
true.
you. Let me ask you. What do you think happens then? Like, how does Law get
Right
out of
now?
the situation?
yeah, I don't
Bro,
see him
and
leaving
we,
this
bro,
though.
He's
and the thing
pinned
is, bro,
down.
yeah, okay, go listen. We talked about it in a previous pod where we were like,
Yeah.
yo, who would Law meet? Which Yonko would Law meet on
And
the
we thought
sea?
he was gonna meet Shanks.
Exactly. So I could see
Yeah.
Shanks pulling up here.
Maybe, but I
Uh,
honestly I don't see Law.
You think it's too early?
I
Like
just
because
I just for sure see Law
for
dying just because of how strong his devil fruit is. If he gets any
Mhm.
stronger, it's gonna be so hard to deal with him.
I think it's
No,
too
that's
early for
true.
like Shanks and Blackbeard to meet.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
Like,
them to meet right now either.
yeah, it's just too early in the story.
It
you know,
seemed
or
like-
like
the other thing is
yeah,
so when Blackbeard pulled up on Hancock and Kobe, he
Mhm.
was there with Katarina and the dude that just gets drunk. I forgot his
yeah,
name. And then they got murked out from the Seraphims. So
yeah,
what I'm assuming happened in between there and that now is that
yeah. Because it's so
he
quick.
got I think he got warped to they got warped to Pirate Island.
Yeah,
He switched out like those guys because they got murked, and then he took these guys to
and then he's like, yo,
because
let me just
they're just devil fruit hunting, right?
yeah, yeah. Well,
So,
because
'cause
he
ha-
knew, right? He basically says he's like, yo, I knew you guys would be gassed after that Kaido fight.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
exactly.
pull up on whoever, and he's like, you're
Yeah.
just the lucky one that I pulled up on.
Yeah.
right?
Because I think he was like, okay, like it's got to be one of these 3 islands, and he went with this island, and it just happened to be Law type of thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like he could just tell, like after one, like somebody's got to be on one of these islands.
One of them would be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
And
Law,
yeah,
man.
And yeah, you see that last page where he's basically looking for the poneglyph, right?
yeah,
So, and I guess that's like I really see him killing Law, taking those poneglyphs, because Law also, I'm assuming Luffy also shared the stuff that he got from Big Mom's island.
yeah.
So he's gonna low-key end up getting 2 of those at once,
And then because Law,
and maybe the
remember he
Zoe
had
one.
because we still haven't he hasn't revealed who the man marked in flames is yet, right? Remember
No,
at the end of Wano, they're like, oh yeah, we need to go to
Yeah,
the man
yeah,
marked in
yeah.
yeah,
flames.
not yet, not yet.
So what if what if Law already knew who that person was, right? And he actually has all 4 poneglyphs.
Law, you think so?
Yeah,
Law?
maybe,
That'd be
right?
crazy. I mean,
And
That would
like,
be insane.
at this
yeah, and
point
then
though, I
this
can
is like,
see like with him killing Law,
yeah,
he's getting potentially access to 3 poneglyphs, because Law was also
yeah,
at Zoe, so he probably
it's
got
true.
that one too.
But I see what I think is
Did they
like he
take? Did they
gets.
take an imprint of the Zoe poneglyph?
Well, I
They
think
didn't show it.
Robin read it, so it's fine.
Yeah,
I thought Robin read it, so it was just like in your head type of
It
thing.
isn't. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she has a
So
book that she keeps. I think she writes it down in there.
she might, but like, would she
Well,
have
everybody
passed that on
else.
to Law or like?
Yeah,
At that point, they had an alliance, and I feel like it's fair for them to do that, right? Especially because when they
yeah,
like, especially and with Whole Cake Island, like Brooke got that rubbing and stuff, and then after Kaido, they were like, it's only fair that we all get access to the poneglyph, because like
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I can see Law having 3, like access to all 3, and have Blackbeard basically stealing that, and his devil fruit, and
I
just
think he's gonna
basically.
get 4, bro. Like he's gonna get 4. He's gonna meet Shanks at Laugh Tale. Like this is
Yeah,
what brings them to
I feel
like
that too. I could feel
the
that too.
climax, right? And then we get that final standoff of it,
Yeah,
that we've been waiting for. But nah, like I don't think Law's gonna die now. It's like
but it's
whenever you think somebody's gonna die, they don't die. Because if this was the case, bro, you have to accept the fact that Sabo's dead. Then, if you think Law's gonna die, then you have to accept the fact that Sabo's dead.
no,
Going
because
by
I
that same
guess.
logic.
no. Because the
Oh,
thing, it's not like that. It's not like that at
it
all.
is like
It's just
that though.
because I've been saying this for so long. It's like what, like it has to be obvious. Like what do you mean? Like why wouldn't, like it's obvious that Kaido died? Like why would it not just be obvious?
Like he can get away. Like why don't you think he
No,
can get
no, no.
away?
Because the warp fruit, and because it's black.
Yeah,
Those
everything
4,
that's
everything that's
No,
happening, and with
he's
Law
in a
and
tough situation for sure.
like
But like Kid could show up. Anybody could
but
Cavendish could show up.
the
Marco could show
the
up. Like there's
only
so many characters, so many possibilities of so many things happening.
the only thing I see is that Shanks thing that you were talking about.
but yo,
If Shanks
Not
pulls up,
only
that's
and
the
not
only
only
thing I
that.
see.
The only thing is
but
not only that they're on a random island. Who are the inhabitants of the island? Right? It could be a world government island. It could be like anything that would like
okay.
tip the scales.
You're saying that
But
Luffy
yo,
guys,
wouldn't
you
that be
Luffy,
a cop out?
yeah.
Like again, because Blackbeard just pulled up on Hancock.
That's a
Yeah,
Somebody
no,
that's
showed
no,
up to
that's
save
that's
that's
true.
Hancock.
That's
that's
true.
just
That's
yeah.
true.
Now
Yo,
That's
Blackbeard
true.
pulls up on Law.
you
Then
gotta
somebody
Somebody
pulls up to save
saves it.
Law.
Yeah,
also you gotta think
Yeah.
about it this way. Like he already went to go pull up on Hancock and take her fruit, and he got cucked out of that.
right.
You
Yeah,
think
there's no
Oda's
way
just gonna
he's
cuck us again
coming.
for like?
Again.
It's just like you're at that point. You're just kind of like, why
Yeah,
are you even showing us this?
no, that's
Yeah,
You know
true.
what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
and Luffy, you guys are already at a world government island. Like you're gonna say there's another world government island?
I mean, but it could be
Yeah.
anything, right?
No,
Like it could be
no, but
Elbaf, right?
we're talking about Oda here though. So like,
Yeah, but they could be at Elbaf right now. So
that's true. The Shanks thing is the most plausible thing. I
I don't even think that's
think, but
plausible, bro. Because
oh
when
yeah,
I feel like when he
now that you guys
left,
said that, now that you guys said the
but
fact that
I feel like even if like he did just say like fuck it, I'm gonna do it again. I feel like
yeah,
it wouldn't or can't be Shanks because
yeah,
Shanks left before these guys did.
and
yeah,
technically Shanks already did it once. Like he already
yeah.
pulled up
He
and
already
saved
saved
his
them
Mr.
once.
Gringo,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
And then
Yeah.
like Rayleigh pulled up. So it's like we're seeing different members of Roger's crew pull
Yeah,
up and save people. So
exactly.
what if it's another member of Roger's crew who's on this
Maybe.
island?
I
Like it's
just
a remote island. He's living here. He's like, yo, like
But then what
fuck off.
purpose does it serve to like
yeah.
us in the story other than
I
That's
showing us
true.
another Roger
To
Roger
me,
Pirate. Yeah.
pirate?
to me it just makes the most sense to, because one thing is, even when they take Law's fruit, because we've seen how well Law knows his fruit because he's had it for so
Mhm.
long,
Mhm.
we're gonna see them like struggle to basically use it to the same extent that Law was using it at, and because he's just a
Yeah.
phenomenal character. So even when he dies, like it's like Law's gonna be like a favorite character still.
But here's the thing, right? Like a law.
What
No,
are
no,
the
go ahead.
chances though that Law like does somehow survive this, but like barely, and he's the one that relays like the information to Luffy and the
That like his
history.
fruit got stolen.
Yeah, and everything
Yeah,
like
that's fine.
Blackbeard's
I can.
making his move and whatever, and then he dies or some
Yeah,
shit.
bare minimum, I see his fruit getting stolen just because
Hmm.
like
No, but
Blackbeard
like
couldn't
no
before.
way, like
So.
no way he goes down not taking like at least 3 members with him.
That's what I was thinking. But like out of
Who
everyone
is he
that he's
taking
gonna
down?
kill, Burgess would be like the only person I could see him like
Yeah,
really killing.
Killing? He can kill
Yeah.
all of them, bro. He
No,
can,
but
bro.
in terms of like
Like
the
Doc Q and
can.
Burgess.
in terms of the setup with Van Ogre versus Usopp, Docu and Chopper, I feel like
Yeah,
Burgess is like the only cop out where you're
But
like, okay, like
yeah, but I feel like it's also like he was fighting Big Mom. Like
yeah,
yeah.
he was
yeah,
fight. There's no way that he doesn't take a couple of them
yeah.
down. And if
No,
he
he has
doesn't,
to.
Well,
then that's
Yeah,
some BS. No, like
with
exactly,
this,
exactly. Like he has to take. I'd say 3 people, bro. He's taking 3 people down at least.
yeah, like some,
I think he would injure them all. I don't think he'll kill any of them. I definitely think he'd be able to
like
injure them all, but like it's gonna be one of those things where Blackbeard got like law like chokehold type of thing, and like
Like, bro,
he's
you're
not.
telling me a gamma knife to Blackbeard is not just gonna GG him?
It will, but
It
all
would.
I
Like
feel
that. It'd
like,
probably be over for him at that
but
point.
I feel like with Burgess's buff route, we don't really
Mhm.
know what that means. So I
Yeah,
think he's gonna have
like
that
he can
little
buff his endurance,
inside
buff his
durability. So I feel like
yeah.
Gamma Knife won't do as much as we think it would have done to Burgess.
But like that's what I mean. The buff fruit is like the least creative devil fruit that I've seen.
I mean, it depends. That's just a name that we've gotten so far. So like
Yeah, but
once
it
he
just
starts
seems like
talking
super
about it,
strength, right? And you're kind of like, okay, that's
yeah,
okay. Yeah, because you also see this stronger the horse that also has like the Pegasus fruit.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna get into
why?
that.
I just have a question. Why do you think like Law is willing to fight this battle, other than being backed
Yeah,
into a corner?
yeah, because he's smiling right in the last panel,
Yeah,
and it looks like
exactly.
he's like ready
I
for some
think.
shit.
Well,
Like he knew it was gonna happen. He was prepared for
Yeah,
it, and like in some sense, right? Like, or
I
is it a
think.
bluff?
I think it's one thing is like he's a pirate, right? So it's kind of like y- as pirates, like they don't really expect to like they don't know when they're gonna die type of thing. So he's not really
yeah.
like it's one of those things like he knows the situation he's in and he's like fuck it, I'm in it, and he's already fought Yonkos and he knows like he's changed from that. Like we know that he's developed since then.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think he feels like he can hold his own against these guys.
But
But
yeah,
like
I guess. But like, is that an ego thing? Because like Law's smarter than that.
No, no,
that's true.
but it could also be like that Luffy influence on him where he's like he can tell that he's probably at the end of his line and he's like I might as well go down
In the
fighting.
blaze of glory, like just let
Yeah.
me go down
Let me like
fighting.
he might as well
But
Or you
because
know what?
he's
He could
also
have
he's
a
also the type of person that wants to find out what the will of deep means and
exactly,
everything,
bro.
right?
So I could see him having some sort of contingency. Like he probably knew Blackbeard would make a move, and somebody on his
Yeah.
crew is perfect. Like the reason why his crew hasn't popped off is because they were made as a contingency against Blackbeard in some way. So we're gonna see like maybe that slave dude do some shit.
I don't think he planned
Nah,
out that far.
I think he did, bro. Because I think we've been like everybody's shitting on his crew, bro. People
Yeah,
Underestimating
bitch,
him.
everybody has been
yeah.
shitting on his crew.
So I
Well,
think this is kind of a way to be like, yo, put some respect on my crew's name.
I mean
True.
the way Law's whole character was about it was based around Doflamingo, and then after the
And he was
Doflamingo
methodical
thing,
about it, bro. Like he
yeah, but
planned everything out just to get to that point.
his whole life's purpose was essentially getting back at Doflamingo though. So you could even
Yeah.
say like him having his crew and stuff, like it's just him. Like there's a reason why he does everything because the people he wants on his crew, he's not really getting them because of their skills and shit,
Mhm.
right? Like they're just his boys essentially.
But
Like
like
he's
again, back to what Justman said, bro. Like he wants to know about the world, and like no way he's gonna die being like okay with that,
it's
right?
Yeah, without having the information of what the will of D means, everything that comes
Like
with it,
at
like
that point, that leaves his character like unfulfilled.
unfinished in a way.
to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
fair. I
yeah,
mean, he's talked to the Marines a couple of times and asked them about the Will of D, where
yeah.
like maybe we didn't get the answers because they didn't show it, like they off screened it or
Show it.
whatever. But he might have already got the answers to that, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
But I don't know. The way that he operates doesn't seem like he's reached that point,
Hmm.
Yeah.
right? Like the way that you're saying, like maybe he's just like a pirate, just like whatever. I don't know when I'm gonna die, type of
Yeah.
thing. Like that's not the way he's been operating.
That's true, but the way I'm saying it is like it's more so like just the way like I see him dying, even if it's not like he's not like okay, I'm ready to die, but it's more like as a character in the story of One Piece, like his role's over type of thing. Because I never
Mhm.
really saw him
I don't
going.
think so.
I never saw him really like striving to be Pirate King.
No,
Yeah,
I
he had
agree.
questions.
I agree.
He had questions
I
about the
agree.
Yeah,
world and stuff, but
that's
like
true.
his goals were never like
I
to be
agree.
Pirate King,
Hundred
right?
No,
percent.
for sure, for sure.
But like his goal, I feel like would be to like something to do with the like Willa D. Like that's what I always felt like it would
Yeah,
end with like the Willa
yeah.
D. Like he'd die
He
if he
could
was gonna die. He'd die for like um whatever that meant, right? The will of
Yeah.
D.
he could very much get that answer from Blackbeard too, though, because Blackbeard
You
could
think mid
actually
fight?
know what the will of D is, and Law could be like, just tell me one thing, like what was the will of D or something like that before he
What was the
dies.
will of D?
Like
You know
he
what I
like
mean?
whispers it into his ear. It's inaudible to like the
Us,
viewer,
yeah,
us, yeah. And then
some
he
shit
just
like
like
that.
dies like happy or whatever.
Not
Yo,
happy, but
Blackbeard's a
just kind of
first of all, Blackbeard's a scumbag. He wouldn't do
Yeah,
that. He'd literally be
he
like, "Nah,
wouldn't.
fuck you. Let me take all your shit."
Ziha ha
Yeah.
ha.
I mean, okay, he'll still take his shit, but it's like if Law is really giving him like a run for their money, like he's actually fucking them
Yeah,
up and shit,
yeah.
he might just be like, you know what, like you're dying anyways.
Respect
I'll tell
thing.
you. Not even like a respecting, but kind of like he's like, what's the like whatever. I might as well tell you. Like who cares? Type
You're
of
dying
thing.
anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess, but yeah, like
Mm.
we're saying this island that they're on is like an uninhabited island, has nothing to do with anything. It's just a battlefield essentially.
I don't know. I could see like
Yeah.
after their fight
'Cause
that
how?
it
Yeah.
becomes a wasteland, like because they just fuck the whole thing up. But
Because how often do we come across uninhabited islands? It's very rare in the One Piece
yeah,
world.
but also when
Yeah.
like they don't really like show us islands that other people go to. Like even when Kid
Oh, it's true.
like whenever they like if Luffy guys aren't there, they don't like he doesn't actually flesh out that island because it's just gonna
Yeah,
add so much
yeah,
more to
yeah.
the story. Like even when
Right.
we had that Ace fight with Blackbeard,
Yeah, yeah. There were
it
still
was,
people there.
there were people there, but it was just like it was so, like they ran away, whatever, and then they had their
Yeah,
fight.
that
Like
was also an anime only thing too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
I
But
definitely
yeah.
think Law could like hold his own against these guys, and I think he'll try to save his own crew, and that's why he kind of stayed back because he's like, I'm gonna have to take care of all these guys because he can consistently use room to keep them inside the room,
Well, no, what he can
right?
do, bro, literally, he can fuck their entire day up by just swapping their hearts.
Yeah,
Mm.
There you go.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nobody knows what body they're in.
If he
That gives
can,
him the upper hand, and he can easily just take them out.
yeah, 100%.
Right? Like all
That's
he
a
has to
way
do,
where he.
literally swap out Blackbeard's heart into Burgess's body, kill Burgess, GG's, no more Blackbeard.
But also, they did say like Blackbeard's built different, like his body's built different.
Yeah,
So
so we might
there's
see
like,
something like
I,
that.
Two
yeah,
hearts or some bullshit.
we
He has two
Yeah,
hearts.
yeah,
we
yeah.
might
And
not even.
this would be the perfect reveal for that too. Because he'd be like, yo,
Yeah.
why the fuck did my ability work? Like you should
Yeah,
have been over there.
but also
Right?
like
Yeah.
when he was doing a switch,
Like
like
also,
he did it with Luffy guys because they were kind of
yeah.
inexperienced at the time. But
Mhm.
like we haven't really seen him do it since Punk Hazard.
Yeah, but I'm saying he could do that. This is like on some like JoJo shit,
Yeah,
like JoJo's Part 5.
Shout out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna say what, but yeah,
Yeah. I definitely feel like Law, like he's not getting into this fight in this battle without actually knowing what he's getting into.
yeah,
I was saying how I feel like Law isn't gonna get into a fight or a battle. Like even though he like this was like a what would you call it, like a sneak attack
right.
on him, he wouldn't stop and like how we have this panel where he's saying you took the words right out of my mouth. Like
Yeah,
let's settle this, winner takes all. Like he's not gonna take that fight without knowing like
for
what he's
sure,
actually getting into.
for sure.
that's true.
I think the whole
He's way too
yeah,
smart. He's way too methodical. Everything he
yeah,
does has a plan behind it. It's always been Luffy that's been like, yo, fuck it. Let's go without a plan. Law's always
yeah.
been the one to be like, yo, stop. Let's think about this and let's come up with a plan and then go.
But
Yeah.
now,
So for sure, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like he has a
there's
trap set up.
the other thing is though these guys pulled up on him so randomly, like they just warped to him.
Yeah.
He can't really plan for this. Do you know what I mean? Like it's one thing of him being in Wano, waiting and like planning out like 9 days before their raid and like
Right.
figuring shit out.
But yo,
But
first of all,
it's another thing like when shit just hits the fan. Like
here's the thing, right? So much of Blackbeard's crew is unknown, right? And he should have known that at some point Blackbeard's gonna target either
yeah,
him, Luffy, or Kid. So
yeah,
he probably had a contingency regardless of the facts.
Yeah.
Like if at
I
any
can see
point
that, yeah.
Blackbeard pulls up on me, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, I can
Right?
see
Like
that.
what if he has Sea Stone Prism, just bullets ready to go, made from Wano? There
Yeah.
you go. Shoots all of them, runs away.
I mean, I guess we'll just
Right?
see where it
Yeah.
goes. But personally, I don't see Law surviving
Just say you
this.
want him to die, bro.
I do.
Just
I've
say
been
it.
saying that.
I want him
I've
to
been
die.
saying
He
that.
wants him to join Sabo in heaven.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
That's
That's
exactly
what you
what you
said.
said, bro.
That's what you texted me actually.
That's what you heard.
Yeah,
That's not
on
what
the
I said.
side, bro.
No, he texted us that in the group chat, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
He even said rest in
me,
peace, Sabo.
show me the receipts, bro. Show me the receipts.
Yeah, later tonight. I'll get it to you tonight.
Yeah.
You better edit some shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so you guys want to talk about Blue Lock?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
anime?
So we're in a new season of anime. This is the winter season?
Dude, October's a
No,
goaded
fall
season.
season.
Fall
Holy
season.
fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fall season.
Whoa, I'm already in
October
winter.
goaded
Yeah.
for anime, bro. Like just so much heat. But
Too
yeah,
much heat.
yeah,
Blue Lock, season 1, episode 1.
yeah,
It was very well done, I think.
yeah. Very well done.
The art style keeps up.
Yeah, it does.
The eyes, bro.
It's
Is this-
so sick. So sick. That's the one thing I wanted, bro. Because in the
The
manga,
inky
they-
eyes and everything. Yeah.
yeah. The way they draw it in the manga, and you're like, okay, this is some shit.
Even
So-
Ego, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So Blue Lock's the soccer anime, right?
Soccer anime, yeah.
Okay, cool. And as you said, this is first episode, like
Yeah.
season
Yeah.
1.
Season
Yeah.
1, episode 1.
One.
Oh,
episode one,
damn!
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
Is it worth
it's
go
still crazy to
Yeah,
me though,
watch it,
like,
man.
the story of Blue Lock.
Yeah.
Right? Like get a bunch of soccer players into this one building and train them
Yeah.
to become like
The
the
best.
perfect striker.
Yeah.
And then the way that like everybody thinks about like how to become the best striker, like the ego
Yeah.
aspect of everything.
Mhm.
It's just so interesting to me because like how like crazy some of their like dialogue ends up becoming.
Like they literally took the like formula for a sports anime and they're like, yeah, fuck that shit. Let's just flip it on its head and do this. Like everyone just focus on themselves, where it's like it's not a team thing. It's all about
Team
like the
thing,
individual
yeah.
So would
person.
you would you say it's like more realistic and stuff, especially with all the soccer stuff he's talking about, like the terminology and everything? It's like stuff that like
It's terminology, sure, but like
Not the shit that
Yeah.
they do.
not the shit that they do, definitely not the shit that they do.
Yeah.
It's a yo, Jagad, the way that this anime is, it's like Kuroko no Basket. Like they got like superpowers and shit.
yeah.
You know what I
Essentially,
mean?
essentially. But it's not like because Kuroko is like next level, I guess.
No,
This-
bro, Blue Lock reaches that.
You think
Bro,
so?
Yeah.
are you caught up in the manga?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what is the main character doing right now in the manga?
Don't even say anything. Just leave it. With Blue
It
Lock,
is way more far-fetched.
the way it would have been cool if it was like a character study. Do you know what I mean? Like in the way, like I guess you could say, kind of how like Vinland was more character driven, where
Right.
you're saying these
No,
people,
no, you do get character
And you're-
like
and you're saying, like,
development a lot.
and you're saying like the people they focus on each person because they have their own goal, and like obviously, like,
Yeah.
even though you're on a
Yeah.
soccer team,
Exactly.
they need to like perform their best and shit. Otherwise, they're gonna get dropped or whatever. So
Yeah,
they have their own
yeah,
issues. So that would have been really cool. It would be like a really like realistic thing to go
Mhm.
through. But then you're saying it's kind of like a Kuroka thing, where it's kind of also being like gassed up and shit.
Yeah.
Like in
It
a way.
is. It is.
it's
But yo, the
definitely-
art,
Oh.
like the art is amazing though. Like
The art's
it sounds-
amazing,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember.
And, like, once
I
it
remember
gets
seeing,
animated, it's gonna be clean.
I think I remember seeing like the PV and stuff of like, I think it was like just shooting into the net or something, and you see him
Yeah,
like
yeah.
running, and like you see like a close up of his eyes. I don't even know. It was like a whole thing.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
a trailer.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
really okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like you actually do feel like, because I don't know about you, but when I was reading Blue Lock, I felt like this like, while I was reading what was happening with the main character, I felt like this like urgency, like, yeah, bro, like let's do this, like be the one to do this fucking thing, right? And then in the anime, they convey that very well,
That's good.
right? Where he's like standing there and he's like, yo, like I feel it inside me, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that guy, you know?
hmm
Yeah.
I mean, they show it in the anime, right? Like the darkness
Right.
within
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
So
That's cool.
yeah, they put it right in your face, essentially.
So
Yeah.
rank that episode. What is it, like a 10 out of 10
Right.
episode?
I mean, it's the first
Um,
episode.
I
It's
know,
like
but
an
how did it
8.5.
feel? How did it feel? Like,
Was it 8.5, 9?
Yeah, I'd say eight and a half.
I mean, because like you guys are coming from like manga readers,
right?
so if somebody like if I was gonna watch it, you would say it'd hold up and it'd be nice.
It did,
Yeah,
yeah, it did
for
a good
sure,
job. It did
for
a good
sure.
job.
And
for
it-
Like
sure.
the thing,
it'd
like
be
one thing
enough
it
to,
does
like,
really well.
It roped me in too.
I think
Maybe.
yeah. The
Maybe.
thing that like always ropes me in with like sports anime is like the anguish of defeat, bro. Like as anyone who's ever played on any sports team, bro, you know how that feels, and like in some way you're like fuck, like you could feel
Yeah.
that shit deep down, right?
Yeah.
So like in the first episode they kind of show that with him, and you're like, yeah, bro, like fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you guys have anything else to say, I think we
Ooh.
can go to Black Clover.
Yeah, let's go to Black
Yeah.
Clover.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Darkness Within.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chapter 341.
Yeah.
The first page is an introduction to 3 other Ryuzen members.
Yeah. Got them quick.
Yeah, no, I was not expecting to see them
Yeah.
so soon.
Yeah.
And the way that they're just introduced, they're just there.
Yeah.
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 They just pull up. Like, there's no actual,
Just
like...
abruptly just started the chapter with it, and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so random.
It was super random.
And they're just beating the fuck out of Asta.
Yeah, they're just beating the fuck out of Asta.
Just tossing him around, and you're like, "What? Did I?" It feels like
Like,
you
yo,
like,
it's-
missed a page or something, though. Like that's what
Like
it.
a chapter that we forgot about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dude,
Like
submitted
zero
the wrong
introduction.
chapter.
Yeah. Literally this
Yeah.
guy, the mask guy's name is Hanegatsuji. Then we got like some fat dude named Okaida. And then we got this dark skinned
Amari?
girl, Imari.
Yeah.
That's what we need more of. That's what we need more of.
Dark skin girls or just girls? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what?
I don't know what he's talking about.
What are you talking?
Yo, take it how you want to take it, bro.
You're the one who
But
said
they
it.
basically beat his ass, and then they say welcome to the land of sun.
Yeah. I thought like in this shot where she's like kneeling down to like look at him, I thought for some reason that she was a giant, and I thought we were gonna get introduced to like giants and shit because we have elves and dwarves. I thought they were gonna introduce other like
Go into
Nah,
like the
bro,
seven
they're
deadly
trying to get-
sins area.
Nah, they're trying to give us more fan service, dog.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
But I mean, it's a lot of just character introductions, kind of just kind of getting to know them a little bit, and then
Yeah, like their personalities and such.
yeah, and then I kind of
bro,
like
and the way
where-
she talks too, bro. Imari, she's like for real, OMG, like
Yeah, well, she's what do they call them?
she's a hipster. I don't know.
No, and there's a specific term in Japanese.
Gen Z.
It starts with a G. No, but it does start with a G. But whatever.
But
I'll search it up while we talk.
once we switch to, I guess it's Austin, he's kind of like, oh, like, should we give it another go and stuff? And then he's like, oh, he's kind of just rethinking about what went down. I kind of like the way he's thinking about all this stuff, where he's actually, it was kind of reminding me of Hunter x Hunter a little bit with like the application of Nen,
Yeah,
like when like Gon and Killua are doing their Greed Island training.
Yeah, with Biscay.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that, where he was kind of just,
I feel that.
he's like, okay, like, if the total output's 10, you can either do 2 kicks of a power of 5 each, or you can do like 5 punches at a power of 2. And I was like, I like that he was
like,
kind of.
the thing is, I didn't even think like that it worked like this, because
Yeah.
I thought it was like every time you strike, it's 10 times, right? So you could like punch 10 times, and each punch would be 10 times stronger than your regular strength. I didn't think that like the overall output was like 10 times, and you distribute it how you want to distribute it. Yeah, so it kind of changed the way I thought it moved.
It's because he can change it so much to like, if you can actually like basically essentially how Gon and Killua were doing their training, like being able to go back and forth with 10%, 85%, like whatever, kind of move it up back and forth. I feel like it's going in that same direction.
But this is where the chapter gets a little bit more interesting, because Ichika pulls up. And we asks her what her age is. We find out that she's 24, so she's what, 5 years younger than Yami?
Yeah,
5, right? Because he's what, 29?
I think so.
Yeah. And so then she kind of just starts talking about how, like, Ryu, and like how great he is, like the way he's able to govern with his right eye.
Yeah.
She calls him a Tengetsu.
Yeah.
But that just basically means a clairvoyance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking about his right eye, and like, I guess it's more beast than I expected, I guess. Because I thought it was just like latching onto Yami, like somebody that he's already like known.
Mhm.
I
you can
thought it
see
was
the
a
events
devil
around
within
it.
his eye or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like
I thought it was like some sort of magic, but it just seems like it's a different thing, right?
it seems like its own category, right? Because
yeah.
Right.
clairvoyance is like it's like some like telepathic ability.
It seems like it might be like some divine power.
The way they said, so it's able to see every phenomenon taking place in the present.
In the
The way that they
Present,
present.
said it
yeah.
in the present, it's kind of reminding me of like he's like kind of like what is it, like omniscient in a sense, where he can see
Yeah.
all the different types of futures or phenomenon that would like occur in the future, but he can see it now.
I
And
mean, no, in the
Uh,
present, I don't think he can see the future because I think
it says,
that's what put Julius out of his view. Like he could probably never view Julius because of Julius's time magic and how he can see the
uh,
future. This guy can see the present. Do you know what I mean? It's not. He can
but
basically see everything
that's
everywhere
as it's
all at
occurring,
once.
as it's occurring.
He can see everything
Yeah,
everywhere all
hell
at
yeah,
once.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
no, then
that's
she kind
pretty.
of freaks out a little bit more on like
Mhm.
how like great he is. But
Yeah,
I still think that there's more to his like eye.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
He's not
Cause
just a
she's
clairvoyance.
yeah, cause yo, she's like he's
that's
probably
probably
not
all.
telling her everything.
That's probably all he's using it for, like right now. But
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense why he doesn't have any of those other abilities that these guys all have, like why he was born
Mhm.
without it or whatever. Because
Right.
he's already got like that broken ass thing right there,
It,
and
it, it it can't be something that he was born with, right?
maybe I don't know.
Like the right eye.
Like
Like it had to be something that he gained.
I have no idea.
Cause then what? Cause then what? What are the like? There has to be others that are also
That have like
clairvoyances.
blessed, that have been blessed by like the gods or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that also have tengetsu.
I mean, I kind of got the vibe where the way in the next panel where Ichigo's kind of talking about Ryuya, how he has no Yoryoku, using his wisdom and popularity and stuff, he was able to unite the land of the sun.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Just the way
yeah.
that she's talking about him, it kind of made it seem like he's gone through struggles and shit where she's just like,
I feel like
don't you
she.
dare diss him type of thing, and
No,
then
I feel like she admires him
Yeah.
very like. Cause in the very next page,
that
she
too.
talks about him again. Then like
Yeah,
you have the panel where she's like kind of looking down.
Yeah.
that's true.
No, because I
Like
think basically because he can see everything, everywhere, he's like privy to like every sort of information. So he
yeah,
knows
yeah.
how like let's say all of I guess Japan that they're in was like in multiple different factions. He knows what
Hmm.
each faction wants and what each faction is trying to do.
That's
Then
true.
he's like, all right, I can just unite them through like similar
But
to things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
the way I was saying was just because in the panel before where Us is like, what the heck does Tengetsu mean? Isn't that just too incredible? And then she's like, you fool. It's just the
You
way that
fool.
it's just that way that came off where he's saying like, isn't that he's like, yo, like, isn't that too much? Like, how does he have such a crazy like no kind of like no wonder he's Shogun? And then she's kind of going off like,
About
you
like, oh,
so it's like that's what I was kind of saying in a way like he did have
how
his
he's yeah,
struggles. Like he did have
yeah,
his
yeah.
struggles of whatever
Yeah,
it was.
probably. Like I feel
Yeah.
I feel like this also was to show us a little bit more of her actual personality,
Yeah.
Hmm.
right?
Like she's a lot more
Uh,
dutiful.
yeah, yeah. But then Asa tries to compare and connect
Yeah,
by
connect. Yeah,
saying Yami was like that to him,
to
right?
him.
Yeah.
Yami's the one that
Yeah,
actually believed in his dream, opened
yeah,
up
yeah,
pathways for him that like, I owe him a lot. And she goes like, "Don't talk about that guy." And Asa's
yeah,
just like, "What do you mean? Like it's Captain Yami?" She's like,
yeah.
don't talk about that guy. He's the worst." And she's
Yeah,
like, "Well, what do you mean, bro? Like he's your brother. He's rough around the
yeah,
edges, but like
Like he's a
And
big
yeah.
then
guy.
she goes and says, "He annihilated their entire clan."
Clan.
This dude
Yeah,
pulled an Itachi.
Yeah, literally. I was gonna say, but so
What?
here's my speculation of why he did it. I guess
yeah.
Sure.
because if they both have powers of like darkness and stuff, I'm assuming
Mhm.
that one it's either like the devil thing or whatever, like somebody took over him and just like
Uh
wiped everyone,
huh.
so he actually didn't realize that like he did it,
Okay.
or it was just that like because it's the darkness power and so busted, like in the wrong hands, it could you know
So they're like, do you think it was a genuine Itachi thing where it was like,
saving the world type of thing, like overall.
yeah, Yeah.
No, like probably it's probably I don't want it to be this way, but it's probably like because like Ryu's Yami's best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryu's trying to be the shogun. He's like, yo, I can't unite them if this clan is still around. You need to be my dude behind the shadows, annihilate them, use that as campaign to become the
Yeah.
fucking shogun.
That
and then now
that's
be
so
shogun.
much like Naruto though, where I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
I hope it's
don't
not
want
like
that.
There's
that. And I
so
hope
much
it's not like that.
inspiration. There is so much inspiration in Black
Yeah.
Clover from
Yeah.
like Naruto. Though.
Yeah.
But
But
here's the thing, right? Like Yami, okay, yeah, Yami was special in the Clover Kingdom because of his darkness magic.
Yeah.
But here, he's just like everybody else. Like
No,
he's not
like,
even.
No, and that's
He
what
doesn't know how to use ki.
No, that's
like,
what I mean.
As well as them, right?
like, because in the sense, Itachi was like just leagues above everybody else.
he was.
Yeah.
He was a
How
prodigy.
did Yami even like
Kill
murk
everyone?
out everyone
Yeah, that's
at
true.
that age that he's at? Like he
That's
was
true.
like age what, like 14, 15 maybe.
That's why I can see it if it's like
probably.
it's like if he has like a devil and he fucking just kind of takes over or something. I don't know.
No, I think it's probably
before
something
we
else,
start,
bro.
so just
Right.
hold that thought
Yeah,
before
go
we
ahead.
like do talk about more theory. I just
Yeah.
want to finish the chapter and then let's just go straight into theory land. So the
Okay,
last
for
page
sure,
of the
for sure.
chapter, it does go into a flashback where
Yeah.
we see Ichika as a kid running up to Yami, and
Yeah.
Yami does look like he's like what 14, 15,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, he got that fishing rod in his
and he's
hand.
like, hey, stay close, Ichika.
Yeah.
And let's go back to theory land.
Hold on. But yo, the other
Sure,
thing
sure.
is he's standing in front of this gate, right? This
Yeah.
gate that's like a shrine.
Yeah.
It looks like it's out to the sea though.
But is that sea or is that just darkness?
It's darkness. Yeah, I'm
That's
seeing
what that's what I had two questions because
Yeah.
these are scans, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They're not the official. The official could definitely be less saturated or like
Right.
what would you say than this,
Yeah.
and we could see waves or something, right?
That's true.
I think it's darkness. I think they're making a point.
It could be darkness, but then
Because like, why is there a
Like-
shrine in the ocean?
Yeah,
I mean, it makes
doesn't make
sense. Like,
it's weird.
They do
But
have
in a
that
way,
Japan and
yeah.
stuff. Like it
but
is a thing.
they're also fishermen. Maybe they praise the sea. Like
That's
maybe
true.
like that's
That's true.
Like
Wait, the fact that they have a shrine, right? And I've touched on this before, and the fact that they have
Yeah.
nuns means that there's some sort of higher power, bro, in the
yeah,
Black Clover world that they believe in. Right?
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see like how that plays into it moving forward. But no,
I feel like it's too late to
Okay.
introduce a higher power.
it is.
The main
But it's
thing-
been prevalent. Like it's been there this entire time.
Okay, so
Right?
Like
also,
imagine if they just like introduce angels now.
yeah, so
They
also
essentially already did, kind of, with
With, like,
like
the heavens and
Lucius's,
shit, yeah.
Lucius like sacred
But
magic.
But I mean, like
he's
from
already,
heaven
like-
type of thing. Like he
Yeah.
was trying to create. He was trying to create. Like Lucius is trying to create the perfect
right?
beings,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
if
What
they
I'm
did the
saying is
angel
like,
thing,
like
it would become
Yeah.
7 deadly sins so fast.
that's the
Like,
other thing.
so
That's
fast.
the other thing. That's
Yeah.
why I also don't want it to like happen because then I'm like, yo, this is just 7 deadly sins,
Yeah.
Right.
but better.
Okay, so to
But,
okay,
yeah, but better.
so why do you think he annihilated their clan? And also, do you think it's because Ichika just doesn't remember it the same way? Like she's
That's my other point. Is like, what if
Yeah.
she doesn't actually remember this correctly,
Yeah.
and Yami
Yeah.
had actually nothing to do with it?
and I
Yeah,
think
'cause-
and I think the way that she like grew up remembering it one way, like Ryuya actually knows the actual way what happened, but
100%.
he's kind of like withholding it from her because he knows like the way it's gonna like change her perspective.
But yo, here's the
Yeah.
thing, right? Like, did Yami even have Yami didn't even have his magic then?
No,
Because he got his
might have
glimmer
not.
in no, because he has a Clover Kingdom glimmer. Like it's
he might have just had like general magic, right?
but like who's to say he even had darkness at that point?
That's true.
Mm.
But he
So
was
then how is he
what,
killing
14,
an entire
15?
exactly? How is he killing an entire clan like that, right? I don't know. Like maybe his
Oh yeah, no,
scroll-
100%. It's like, how is he killing the Yami clan?
I think it's more.
Other people that are using the darkness
yeah,
magic,
Yeah.
right?
So I think either it's one of two things. One is like the whole darkness can consume you
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
Where like I guess Yami just built different, and so he had to like consume the darkness of the entire clan.
Yeah.
In the sense that he took all their darkness,
Yeah.
not that he actually killed them. Like
That makes sense.
they're still there, they're still people, but he took their like darkness. Do you know
So
what
it
I'm
was just
saying?
like the way that the wordplay happened.
Yeah.
Like we assumed that he
Yeah.
actually killed them, but all he did
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
take their magic.
Exactly, some shit like that,
I can see that. I can see that.
right? Because it's like
Mm.
when you like typically when you think about
But
darkness
my
magic, you're like,
question,
yo, it's
but
evil, right? I don't know.
But yeah, okay,
No.
then my question on that would be like, why, like, how, okay, then it would be like, how long has darkness magic been a thing?
Yeah,
And why did it take up until Yami to, like,
to
be the
do that.
person,
Yeah,
unless it was just like, the
Well-
Yami clan was actually just always on some BS,
yeah.
and Yami saw that, and, like, then he
No, but
follows into what you're
it's
saying?
this is what happened, bro.
It also goes. It speaks.
Actually, never mind.
It also speaks
I'll
to
wait for you to say
the
what you're
whole
gonna say.
Ryuya thing with his clairvoyance. Like he could have actually seen what
Yeah.
was gonna happen,
Or seen it happen?
especially if they were kids and
Yeah.
he had his clairvoyance thing from back then.
Yeah.
He was kind of just like, I don't see this going like the right way. We gotta
So
change.
here's
it.
the thing, right? It was all part of Ryuya's plan. He waited for Yami, this anomaly, to be born so that he could execute his plan. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just gotta sprinkle everything in there, you know?
I thought Jagan was about to get
yeah,
up and
yeah.
leave.
I was debating
Yeah.
it. I was debating it, and I'm like, what? And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna just reposition myself.
Oh, but no, this will be interesting because like, if she does actually mean like the way she sees it, he actually killed them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's such a big twist on Yami's character.
Yeah,
That is
Because the way we always saw him was like this like good guy that just
Mhm.
doesn't know how to really show how, like the way he like actually feels, right? But you know, if he actually did annihilate their clan, then it's like, you know, like what the heck? And like,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
did he become such a good guy? Was it under Julius's like tutelage that like
Yeah.
he reached that? Yo, we're actually on the same wavelength today, bro. We
we
just use the same fucking word. Yeah. Because how do you make such a big 180?
That's true.
You know, you go from somebody who like. I get that, like, you know, if we follow the Itachi thing, like technically he was always still a good guy,
Mhm.
yeah.
but
I hope it's not that
I don't
though.
want that. I don't want
I
that.
don't
It's
want that either.
It's kind of unfair because it's like we already got the Itachi thing from Naruto, but it's like how many? I guess like there's always people out there that like have seen Black Clover, but they haven't seen Naruto or don't even
Naruto, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like unfair to kind of use that as a reason why we don't want to see it because it's still a very
But it-
nice trope, I guess.
But
You know,
in a way though, Yami's already complete, right? Like he doesn't need that Itachi sort of like
Exactly.
flip.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
Itachi, you know, had
Yeah.
his moment and was able to
and it meant more.
actually help the characters out after.
It meant more in Itachi sense because you think about this guy as a villain until that happens, and you're like, wow, he's
Until
actually-
that happens, like,
Yeah.
It made
he's
such a
carrying
big
this whole
difference.
burden,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But,
I don't know.
man, I feel like it's gonna become a thing where like, yeah, the Yami clan did get like killed away, but it wasn't like Yami. He was the one that got
Yeah.
framed and
I
like
can see that
sent out on a boat,
Yeah.
right?
I
like
can
so
see
it
that.
made it seem like he
Who was
fled.
But then who was the one that killed?
We'll figure.
We'll
We'll see it.
Somebody
They'll
will
let us-
figure it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
you think it was?
Right?
You think it was Lucius? Like it was Lucius
They
that
could
killed the
definitely
clan?
tie it in, right?
And then Yami's actually known this entire time, and that's the reason he even came to the Clover Kingdom.
No, I feel like Yami
Maybe-
doesn't even know.
maybe the reason why Yami went to the Clover Kingdom was to get away from whatever the fuck happened there because he kind of had to
No,
because in the way that he got framed for it at the Land of the Sun, like he can't continue living there because he just fucking annihilated his clan, so he had to
I
dip.
feel like
You know what I mean?
I feel like what happened was like we see him with this fishing pole, right?
Yeah.
Looks like he's about to go fishing. I feel like what happened was he got set up to make it seem like he's the one that killed him and fled.
Yeah, exactly.
So he didn't actually see anybody get like murked out.
Nothing. Yeah. Because
Right?
he even says
So
he's
he
like
doesn't.
he
I
even
feel like Yami doesn't even know that like his clan's been annihilated.
Oh, okay.
he even says
Yeah.
like or they even say like he kind of washed up ashore like a castaway type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, if
So-
you zoom in, bro, if you zoom into his eyes, what is that? Is that a Mangeki or no, bro? Just kidding.
Leave me, man. Anyways, So let's talk about Chainsaw Man episode 1.
Season 1,
yeah.
episode 1, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you
So
guys like it?
that
How'd you guys like it?
I liked it. I'm gonna be real though. Like even though like we fuck with it and it was a good episode. The animation was nice.
Yeah.
Music, OST was all hitting.
Banger.
I still don't like CGI or like CG and
Yo, I felt the
Mhm.
same way. I felt the same way.
Mhm.
We were
I
watching
don't
it.
like it, bro.
We're watching it, and like I'm not gonna lie, for this anime in particular, like I don't like CGI, but I feel like for Chainsaw Man,
It's
it worked better than it normally does.
Yeah.
But it
Okay.
was I could pick it up like as soon as it was happening, and I hate when they put like it's one thing putting CGI on like the background or
CG.
like on other stuff, but like when you're putting
Yeah.
it when you're doing it on like the actual characters that are like in the foreground, it
Mhm.
really takes me out of it.
well, no,
Yeah,
because
when the
he's
main character is CG,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it doesn't look right. Like let's just say they made the background characters of like the other zombies
yeah,
CG, and Denji was completely hand drawn,
yeah,
like traditional. Way better.
yeah,
yeah.
They're like shit. We had a whole fucking movie, the Dragon Ball movie in
yeah.
CG, and even in that, you
I
had
liked it in there.
moments.
I liked it in there.
They definitely did it better
Yeah,
than like Mappa
normal.
did
Yeah.
like their CG, right?
Yeah,
But that comes down to the fact that they actually dedicated the whole craft to like actually
yeah,
making CG better
Mhm.
for
yeah.
the Dragon Ball movie.
And they did
But
a
even in the
movie.
Dragon Ball movie, they dedicated everything to making CG good. And there were still moments where I got taken out. I was like,
That's
damn, it
true.
looks like a video game.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
feel like
different.
you just can't just stay away from CG the best you can. Like, and I hope
Yeah,
that that's the case. That the next coming episodes in this season, they try to stay away from it a lot because they did the same thing with the Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 episode 1,
yeah,
where Sukuna was in CG when
yeah.
he was fighting after Yuji ate the finger.
Yeah,
Oh, it's funny, Gojo.
And before that, I think when they were fighting the curse,
yeah,
Yeah.
he
yeah.
was in CG, I believe. And then
Okay.
episode 2, he was drawn traditionally.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
maybe
so I
Maybe
hope
maybe
that
season
that's
like
the
that.
case.
it's an episode
Yeah.
one
Okay.
thing. You're saying?
I
Okay.
hope that that's the case.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't the way I like from the way like they had the atmosphere and everything about and like the anime like the art for this for Chainsaw Man. I feel like even if they kept it with the CG, like it's not that bad. Like
it's not that
it
bad.
kind of
Yeah,
it did turn me away from it. But like when I'm thinking about like the way this episode went and everything, like I still think it's like a 9.5 out of 10 type of like episode because like
yeah.
it hit everything else so well and like the pacings like we already went through Chainsaw Man and everything, so we know
That's
how it
true.
goes.
That's
And like
true. That's true.
as a
Right.
first
Yeah.
episode, it kind of like it you get to see so much of the first of Denji already in the first like the struggles that he's kind of going through and
Yeah.
like
Because
his
episode
kind
1
of like his
covered all of
mindset.
chapter 1.
I like how I like the camera angles. Like the way the episode was directed was very well done.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
But the
that's
OST,
oh
dude, I was wearing these headphones while I was listening to it. This headset,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro,
I'd have to go back.
my banger.
Yeah, damn, I'd have to go
Jigal,
back.
Is it Jigal? Is it?
I don't
Yes, he
know.
said he has to
I
go
don't
back.
know.
He's not
I
allowed
have
to
to.
say it.
Dude, it's a banger, bro. It's a banger.
Like that OST, I was like, yo, those OSTs, I'm gonna download them shits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro,
No.
even the opening theme song, bro, the amount
Yeah.
of like pop culture
So clean.
references
Yeah.
that he
So
had
many
in there
references.
I
was
like.
insane, bro.
I
That was
I
so
like.
sick. And we've
And I
never seen
believe
an anime do that, bro. Never seen an
Yeah.
anime do it like
I
that.
believe that they have a like a different opening or ending for every episode, I believe.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah, there's
that's
something like that
nuts.
I saw.
Wow.
That's actually nuts. There's no
Because what
way.
episode 2
I
comes
don't
out
know
what,
if
tomorrow?
I don't know if they're gonna change the opening, like as in like the opening sequence, like the animation that we see, but the
Yeah.
song is definitely getting changed
Okay.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
every
But yeah,
episode. Yeah,
episode 2 is coming out tomorrow?
Tuesdays. It's
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Sorry. Okay,
Tuesdays,
right.
yeah.
My bad,
But
guys.
yeah, no, I'm. In
Yo,
this,
he wants it. He wants more.
Yeah.
from the CG aspect though, like it's definitely handled better than some others I've seen. So it wasn't too bad seeing it, but it still was just like I'm probably not gonna enjoy it the same way. Like
Have you seen Ajin?
yeah, that's a so like
Low key, there was a moment where I was like, "This looks just like Ajin."
yeah,
Bro,
because even
Ajin's fire.
even
Ajin's
Ajin
is.
like
so good.
The manga goes fucking hard, bro.
It's still going?
No, they ended.
It ended? Okay, I didn't even finish it, bro. I need to finish that shit, bro. That was
Lacking.
so good.
So hard, bro.
What
Yeah,
do you mean
so
lacking? You haven't even seen it, bro. Get out of here, man. Fucking guy.
right, but I'm not the one like
What do you mean?
repping
Alright, don't
Arjun.
say lacking then. Don't say
I don't know. You
lacking.
are like
You can't say lacking. He
Don't
can
say
say
that
lacking.
shit.
Yeah, he can say lacking. You can't say lacking, bro.
just say for
Yo, give
let
me
him know.
$10. Slap me $10.
Bro, let him know that he's not on his shit. Like, what?
Nah, bro.
Slide me some money
Yo,
and I got you.
I'll come downstairs.
We just see him come up behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, sit to my face, bro.
It did remind me of Arjun, especially when like the zombie stuff was happening and they're all in like an actual fight. But
Yeah.
before they got into that whole fight, and I feel like the anime was like the episode was progressing really nice. I had like no problems with it. It wasn't until they actually had the fight and he goes into Chainsaw Man and
Yeah.
all that stuff where I was kind of just like, this is a lot of CG. Where I was just like, fuck. Like,
Yo, did you expect to see Denji come out of Chainsaw Man the way that they showed it?
No,
no,
I
that
did
was
I did not see it that
yeah.
way at all
They,
either.
like a couple
like
of
the
things.
little like bubbles
Like
or like
melted,
liquid.
like melted away.
Yeah. I did not expect that at all.
Even when all the like zombies were kind of piled up on him, and you have like they gave us like a long like 10-15
Bro,
seconds of them just
Because then you
on
start
him,
hearing the revving.
and
The
I was
revving starts happening,
Yeah.
bro. Insane. That was the one point I wanted to
Yeah.
make. They always made a point that when you like Chainsaw Man's coming, you hear the revving, right?
yeah.
It's always a rev. They did such a good job of conveying that to like our ears as as like a viewer.
You know what I really hope that I know they won't do?
Hmm.
That like it just one of the episodes, like Denji just goes off, right?
Yeah.
And they just play the Beyblade theme song.
Yeah,
Let it
hilarious.
rip, bro.
They-
Let it rip.
Hilarious.
Yo, are you kidding me, bro? The way he's letting it rip, bro. Yo.
Yeah.
that song is a certified.
No, but then
banger.
it's like the song was like it's Beyblade.
Yeah, and it's just Denji just spinning in circles, just fucking talking to everybody.
No, you're hilarious.
Yo, that'd be the best.
Nah.
Yo, they could put it in the opening.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was a good first episode. Do you
Yeah.
think Blue Lock's episode was better, or do you think this was better?
No, I thought the Chainsaw Man episode was better.
Yeah, word.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's go. Speaking of Chainsaw Man, let's move on to chapter 106.
106.
Yeah.
Bonfire.
We're talking. This is the second part of Chainsaw Man. So if you guys were
Chainsaw
peeping
Man
just like
Part 2,
episode
so-
1, don't listen to any of this. This has nothing to do with you guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry, this will be time stamped.
Yeah. So we come into this chapter. We see Asa and Yoru walking in like a back alley, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Asa's like internalizing what just happened with like the other girl. Like, yo, she's like, is this my fault? Like, did I do this? And Yoru's just saying like, yeah, it is your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the blunt as hell, just yeah, it's your fault, man. She said it. And then so now they're like, she's trying to figure out what to do, right? Like,
Yeah.
and yeah. So
I feel like
it gets interesting here. I feel like because this is the first time, because Yoru's just like, because Asa's like trying to figure it all out, and Yoru's just like, nah, your body belongs to me, and this is the first time
we've seen
Yoru's done anything like that.
Assert dominance like that.
Assert dominance, yeah. Because they've been working together pretty well. Like I feel like because like in a duo, even if like they don't see eye to eye, like they've been finding common ground in a sense.
Yeah.
And this is the first time where like they're not at like
seeing eye
the same eye to eye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she just straight up says, "Your body belongs to me," and just takes over, right?
Yeah. And she's like, bro, I'm staying in control until Yoko's dead.
Yeah.
And then they...
Because this whole thing, right, it makes sense. Because if Yoru believes that Denji's like Chainsaw Man, right?
Yeah.
So if Chainsaw Man's going to be at school, then you 100% let
your train of thought makes
Yoko
sense for sure.
Yeah, you let Yoko do what she wants. Denji pulls up, or they pull up on Yoko.
Yeah.
They see two devils fighting it out. Chainsaw Man 100% has to pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then...
And
Just
She
live.
even Yoru reiterates the goal. The goal is to defeat Chainsaw Man, and
Mhm.
you know. And we move over to the next panel, and it's Yoko in front of a
Just
bonfire, which is the chapter's name.
but you see what's
Yeah,
burning, right?
it looks like
You
it's
guys see what's
remains, like
burning?
dead
That's
bodies
a
or
body,
something.
bro.
Yeah,
That's a body for sure.
you can't really
You
make it
can
out.
literally, bro, you
But
can see the guy's face, his ears, everything.
no,
Are you
I
I see
can't.
kidding me,
it.
I
bro?
I
can't.
see it. I
I
Look,
see
can't.
it. I see it. I
bro,
see it.
look bottom
Oh,
left of the flames. You can see his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his chin, his
no, no,
ears.
I agree. It's a corpse. I agree. Like I'm not saying I just can't
I
see
see
it. I
it.
couldn't see it, but
I see it.
And the
um,
way she just menacingly like,
just
Mhm.
kind
sitting
of
over standing and she's like, yo, Asab, I'll save you
I'll
soon.
save you soon,
Okay.
okay?
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
kill all the bad
So
guys for you,
I'm just
just
gonna
like Chainsaw Man.
I'm gonna skip forward like a couple of those pages
That
because it's just
just
kind of them going to school and stuff, and
right,
then
right. But just before you move on, the way she said like, oh, just like Chainsaw Man, it's
yeah,
kind of like when like supervillains inspire other villains, right? Whereas like Denji's supposed
Like
to
heroes.
heroes inspire other heroes,
Yeah.
but she's got like a fucked up sense of justice.
yeah, that makes sense.
But
But
I
yeah,
feel like it's like the whole like their whole world, like the way that they see Chainsaw Man, like he's
mhm.
not operating in the correct
Yeah,
like
No,
manner. Like
100%.
manner.
yeah, sure, like maybe he is saving people, but at the same time, like he'd let people die,
Yeah,
right? Like
Yeah,
he's not operating like as a actual hero should
yeah,
be.
yeah,
So it's just like, and they praise him for it. Like yeah, people died, but he saved a cat,
yeah.
hmm,
True.
right?
yeah, yeah. What
So
do you mean
It's
cats have
just,
9 lives, bro? Should I just let it die?
so when
but
so in Yoru and or the Yoko, like they're actually like face to
They,
face.
face to
yeah. Just
face, she
hold
says,
on. You
"Nice to meet you."
did you guys notice that her leg was broken?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And in the previous chapter, her leg is not broken.
I
So
thought
uh,
that's
I
why she was at home. No,
it's
is that why
probably.
she was home? Oh, okay, okay. Is it?
I
I
thought when they were
swear I
on the
never
lawn
noticed
chair,
that.
was it not broken when it was on the lawn chair?
Was it broken?
Yeah,
let's see. I'll check right
I
now.
don't know. Check, bro. Because I thought for sure she just had the cast on to hide a gap.
shit. I just had
No, she has
I
a
just had
cast on. She has a
I
cast
just
on.
had
Oh,
deja
okay.
vu. Dude.
I
I
thought
swear
she
we
just
talked
had
about
the
it last chapter too, where
I
you're
thought
like,
she had the
She
cast
has a,
on just to hide the gun. Like she had a
no, no,
gun and she
she.
was pretending to put it in a cast and she was
No, no,
gonna.
no,
but
no.
anyway, so
She had a cast on.
after they kind of talk and she like already knows that they're gonna fight, we have this panel where the text is inside of the hallway,
Inside,
Hmm.
yeah.
and I thought that was really cool. Like it's you don't really get to see that, so it's actually nice, and
Yeah.
you can still
I think
make out what it's saying even though it's covering some
Fujimoro
of it.
is so inspired by film,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and you can really tell with his
yeah.
one
Like
shots,
it's the
and now in part two.
and the
Oh,
shots that he's doing
100%.
with these, like the paneling and
And
stuff.
then and then you think about it, you think he's really inspired off of movies.
Yeah,
What happens in what's the opener for the Chainsaw Man? It's
yeah,
accumulation of like pop
Movies.
culture
Yeah.
movies.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and even so, the way the rest of the spread goes, right? Like we have 4 panels. You could say that we didn't even need that third panel. Like it's just there.
Yeah,
But when you think about it from like a movie like perspective, it
yeah,
adds flow to it, right? So
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like a reaction to what's going on, right?
it's panning like around her or whatever. She's like turning, yeah. So
And so Yoru's just like, yo, if you're planning to run as soon as you've killed your targets, like it won't take long for devil hunters to come. So
Yeah.
yeah,
if like you like they're basically in fight mode right now. Like the
yeah,
But
adrenaline's starting to pump,
this still has me
and
wondering, like, what's her contract with the Justice Devil? Like, because
yeah,
other people be like, "Yo, you can take part of my skin, or you can
yeah.
take this."
Years of
What is
I
she
think
familiarity.
giving up?
whole body.
Like, you can have my entire body.
Yeah, because we see at the end of the chapter what happens.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. But like,
she changes into the whole devil.
and no,
So
the
we
way it
The
have
happens
devil.
too, like you see her arm kind of bubbling up, and then you see like a crack in the window, which like again
oh yeah,
speaks to his like movie director artistic vibe,
yeah.
right?
The whole
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like we've gotten that vibe like just throughout this whole thing, and it's more like prevalent
Mhm.
in part 2 than it like
But
But Yoru put stakes on this fight, by the way. She
mhm,
says, if you beat me and kill me, then like Asa's gonna die too.
yeah.
yeah,
And she's like
Right?
shit, like Asa's my friend. I
I
right.
don't give a
like
fuck what
Asa, but
you,
I
but
hate you. And then
yeah,
she does the bubbling up, the windows
Mhm.
crack,
yeah,
and
But
she
and
goes into this like enormous, like weird
like a mermaid
devil
with like
thing.
multiple.
Mermaid devil
Is it
thing.
wings? Is
No,
it
no.
like? Are there's are those like those look like flippers to me, like just a bunch of flippers.
It kind of reminds me of like a siren, like in Greek
Yeah.
mythology or whatever.
The only thing is though, like, why is her brain exposed?
I
Like
don't.
that's so
It's just
dumb.
weird. It's just no. It's just weird. It's just weird
It's just a
design.
design, right?
Yeah.
Like devil designs
Yeah.
are always weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're always cool. Like especially the future devil.
Yeah.
The future devil's design was dope.
Yeah. But this fight's about to happen in school.
Mhm.
We're about to
Yeah.
see the War Devil versus the Justice Devil with potentially Chainsaw Man Devil
Yeah. Three-way devil
somewhere
fight.
in the building.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can definitely see Yoru like instigating this fight completely. Chainsaw Man pulls up, Yoru backs out.
Yeah.
Let's Chainsaw Man fight Justice Devil, and then like ultimate opportunist type of thing. While
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man's fighting the devil, right when he finishes off the devil,
Yeah.
that's when the War Devil pulls up.
Pulls
Like
up and
again,
stabs him in the back type deal.
something, yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely
Tries to
see
turn
that.
it, tries to make him into a weapon. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
something like
I feel like overall though, this chapter
mean,
is one
his
of the weaker chapters that we've gotten. Like
yeah,
think
like
so.
I mean, I'm not weaker. There's just like
in
there wasn't much to talk about. I feel like
Yeah.
it was like very like straight to the point.
Yeah, because now we're kind of just waiting to see like the stuff that we talked about in the previous pods of how.
But I could definitely see like Asa or like Yoru being like trying to turn Denji into like a weapon,
Yeah.
and his
Mhm.
response like, "What do you mean? I'm already a weapon."
Yeah,
You know what's-
Yeah,
He's
and
dumb
then,
like
and then
that.
he just be like, "Yeah, I can be your weapon. What do you want me to do?" And that just like solves all.
Just
the
give me
problems.
$100. Just give me
Yeah.
$100. Just give me $100.
So let me cop a field. That's all I need. Like
I will say though, like all the stuff that we were saying about how this fight was gonna go down, like he chucked it out the window
yeah.
because we didn't expect
That's true.
like Yoru to kind of full on just fight her.
Yeah,
Instigate
but
it.
it's still gonna be like what
Like in the
Justin
same
was
kind of
saying.
thing that we
Like
were
it's gonna
saying.
be
Yeah,
still tragic vibes,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah, because I feel like at the end of the day, even though Yoru instigated and said like, "Yo, if you kill me, you kill Asa."
yeah.
Mhm.
If Denji does pull up, she's gonna back out immediately, like Yoru
Yeah.
will,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and let Denji take care of the Justice Devil.
yeah, I can see that.
It's not gonna be a three-way thing,
Yeah,
at least the way I see it.
It's gonna be a three-way fight. They're all just gonna hit their what's it
Summon
called?
Jutsu
No, their
domain.
domain.
And then we don't see it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyways,
I
You're like
enjoyed the
summoning
chapter.
jutsu because the hand sounds
yeah, I was like, what are you doing? What are you trying to do, man? That's not a domain. That's not like,
How did they do it? It's like some shit like this.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's this.
Like this
It's like-
or
it's like
however the
this.
fuck. Yeah.
Anyways,
I-
I want to talk about the Bleach anime.
Yeah.
Here,
I feel like we gotta talk about that. Let's get into that.
Bleach 1000 Year Blood Wars.
Yo,
episode
that
1 dropped.
episode
Yeah.
was nuts, bro.
Yo, how nostalgic was it?
That's a banger
Holy-
episode, right?
That's
a
you're not
banger
yeah, you can't.
Patrick,
Yeah.
Patrick, I need you to go downstairs right now and
Yo.
choke him out.
That's a banger episode. That's how you
Bro,
do
that
it.
was fire, bro.
Yo.
So nostalgic, bro. I was watching that episode, and like in the beginning of the episode, it just shows like the two Shinigami just were running around, right? The Soul Reapers,
Yeah,
and like by the way, both of those guys are like Ikaku's sister,
yeah.
and then the other dude's sister too, like the guys from
the beauty guy.
Kenpachi Squad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
But
it's brother and
anyways,
sister. One of them's a guy.
brother and sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
And bro, like as they're running around doing random shit, I'm like, yeah, I don't care, bro. Then, bro, they pull up, the music starts playing number
Yeah.
The
one.
music
bro.
starts playing.
Dude, I had the biggest smile on my face, bro. I'm just like they're like,
He's singing along to it too.
yeah.
Yeah. And then, we see each one of them do their thing.
Yeah.
And then Ichigo pulls up.
Even Orihime,
Bro,
like
immediate. We got the words.
Bro,
Bankai.
so
Yeah.
unnecessary, dog.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's
so
so
unnecessary.
unnecessary.
He didn't need it at all,
but so
bro.
needed after so long. Like, you know, we're just
So
sitting
sick,
there like,
so sick. Like I'm not even mad, but it's just
Yeah.
like so fire, so fire.
I just
How
don't
could
want.
you be mad? He
I
said the
just-
words.
Yeah, that's
I
all we
just-
wanted.
He said the words.
I just
Yeah,
don't.
they could finish the series now.
I just don't want people on.
Drop it.
I don't want. Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't want people on YouTube being like, yeah, no, Ichigo didn't need his Bankai before, but now he needs his Bankai, like he got weaker, and like say some
No,
shit.
that's
Yeah.
just brain dead, bro. Because you know
No,
this is an
no.
intro to like a reintroduction of like the characters and everything,
Yeah.
right? Like Bleach in general, it's a reintroduction. So if
But-
you're coming
yeah.
into this with the mindset that like, man, he ain't need Bankai because like, you know, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, like let us have that fan
Fucking
service, bro.
It's a fan service. It's a
Yeah.
reintroduction to the characters. It's a
Animation
reintroduction
was
to the
so
series.
clean.
So clean.
The way his like Getsuga Tensho
And,
just like charges up and he just
Yo,
lets it
just
go. Like damn.
Personally, like
Yeah.
in the original anime, their animation and art style and everything, it peaked at the end, like with that Fullbringer arc. Like that
Fullbringer,
shit
right,
went
yeah.
crazy. Like if you
We
look
get
at
it, bro.
Yo, speaking of which,
no, but if you look at like when Kenpachi pulled up and Byakuya, like even the
Yeah.
character designs, like they got so much, everything got so much better. And then
Yeah.
like
yeah,
to see it actually get even better for Thousand Year Blood War arc is just
Mhm,
crazy.
mhm.
Because like you would not, it didn't even seem like it was the same studio, like
Yeah,
at all. Like it was
Facts,
just
facts.
crazy.
facts.
yeah.
Like
Before
these
we
guys
go
are Black
further,
Clover. Like what the fuck?
Yeah,
before we go further with this discussion, by the way, we dropped the YouTube video for why your favorite anime sucks,
Yeah.
Bleach edition. So definitely go check that out. It's just we'll probably put it in the description, I think,
Mhm.
yeah.
for Spotify and any other audio only
Our YouTube's
platforms.
Our YouTube's gonna be, you know, at Saiyan Society. It'll be the same thing.
It's
And
just it's Saiyan Society.
definitely you probably have to
Um,
search up why your favorite anime sucks. We're trying to get more traction on there. So
Right.
For sure. Go check that out. Give it a like, subscribe,
Yeah.
and watch it.
Yeah.
Comment. You know, the
And
whole YouTube thing.
hopefully you'll see this on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So we are recording videos, so hopefully you see this on YouTube as well.
But yeah, like bro, Chad, bro. Everyone was going ham with the memes about Chad, where he just like punched the shit out of all these hollows and then just destroys a building.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everyone in the building's just
Yo,
gone. Like
I
the
saw
fuck?
a meme.
No, but the way that
I
I saw
saw
the meme too, but then I watched the episode.
Yeah.
And the way that
It
it
just-
looked like, it didn't look like he actually destroyed the building. But
Yeah,
just
it
put
was just the
imprints,
surface. It
like
was
the,
yeah.
Yeah.
a logo on
But-
the building or whatever.
Yeah.
one of the
He
memes.
he copy marked the
What-
he put a logo, watermarked it. He watermarked the
Yeah.
building.
One of the memes I saw was like the Spider-Man one, like with the explosion blowing up with Aunt May and
Aunt
shit.
May, yeah.
Like, so it was just edited into that. So it just
Yeah, that one's
so funny.
hilarious.
I gotta see those jokes.
But yo, they use CGI in this as well.
And I know,
like the
and-
hollows
Yeah,
are
they did.
CGI.
But in
The hollows
here,
are CGI.
it didn't take me out of it.
But that's
things-
also because it was the hollows. It wasn't like your main character that
exactly.
you're focused
Yeah.
on.
Exactly, and that's how
Right?
it should be though. Like it's fine if you're doing it with like these one-off characters and things, but when you know like how, like we know how Ichigo looks, like we know his art and everything, and when you're doing CGI, it kind of
It's also
it throws that off perspective, and you're kind of just like nah, like
it's also the focus of where your eyes are going. Your
Yeah.
eyes are more going to be focused on like the main character and
Exactly.
where their positions are, and not the hollow, the
That's
CGI
true.
and everything
exactly.
like that.
Like
Yeah.
this is the way. That's the way I like the CGI though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not overdone. It's like it's there, but
Yeah.
you're not focusing on it.
It's
so
like sprinkled in, right? Sprinkled
yeah,
in a little bit.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, that was crazy. And then even like the ending where they're kind of just running through little moments and clips from like the original anime, and they're kind of
Yeah,
just
Oh,
that
yeah.
was sick. That
yeah.
was sick.
And it was like
Dude,
if we hadn't just read 700 chapters of Bleach,
Bleach,
it would have
yeah.
been it would have done
It's so
justice.
nice.
It would have done like
Yeah.
good justice just to kind of just look through that, and it would have been like, yeah, I understand all of Bleach, or like I remember
Yeah.
everything, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess
I was just the only thing I was like hoping for in the episode was like when the Quincy's pull up on Yamamoto.
yeah,
I wanted him to like murk them out. Like they just like pulled up and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna fuck you up," and then they ran away.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It
And
made
he
it-
does attempt. He like attempts, but I was like, "Bro, nah, you're
No.
Yamamoto, bro. Like you're the head captain. You could easily murk out these guys."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's also a thing where like for some reason Yamamoto doesn't move unless he has to. Even though he could like blitz these guys, he tries to save I guess save his energy because you never know. Like even with the Aizen fight and like so many other instances,
Right.
he doesn't actually move. Like you don't actually see him like do it until he actually is forced to, and then
Mm.
you saw him ready to like attack him, and then they all kind of just disappeared into the shadows.
They disappeared in the shadows. Yeah.
But like I'm happy we got to see like at least his flames and stuff in that new anime and stuff.
Bro,
Like,
but like Yawash gives the most contradictory statement ever, bro. He's sitting in his throne,
yeah,
and the two Quincy's are fighting, and he like
Yeah.
rips off the dude's arm, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Bro, I dislike
No
conflict,
fighting in my
guys.
presence.
yeah,
I
and then he starts
dislike
and then he starts
conflict."
conflict.
He's the one fucking starting a war.
Yeah,
bro.
but he's
Like, what?
he's starting a war to ensure like overall peace. Like he doesn't want deaths and stuff.
Never
So it's like
happens.
it's like a whole thing.
But it's so contradictory.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, but that's
Yeah.
he's a villain, right? Like,
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
If you say so. We don't know yet.
maybe he's a good guy.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe this whole
Yeah, man.
society they've been like the worst guys the whole time.
They've been the bad
Yeah,
guys the whole time, bro.
It's all part of Aizen's
No.
plan.
Man, nah, it was the nostalgia that just kicks
Yeah.
in with like,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
when number one starts playing, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And the
Yo,
new
yeah.
soundtrack too, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Bro, by the way, Orihime's the fastest character in Bleach, I think.
yeah, I saw that too.
she
wait,
opened that window.
Wait, why?
Huh?
Why is she the fastest character?
Because the way she opened the window,
I don't remember
she
this.
had to move from the
Other side of the
basically
room.
past Ichigo,
Yeah.
around the table, open the window before Ichigo kicks the guy and kicks him out of the room.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I thought the window was
Fastest
already. I
character.
thought the window was already open. I thought he opened it.
No, she opens it. Orihime's on that. It's like a double team like thing where she opens it, he kicks him out.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah. It got
Yeah,
memed a
sure.
little bit because
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah,
damn,
yeah.
she's the fastest
They did.
character in Bleach.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, we gotta mention her weapons, right?
She looked
Mass
good. She
destruction.
looked
Mass
good. She
destruction,
looked
bro.
good. The way that they drew her, wow.
You know, the animation was like nice with her like ability too. It looked
Yeah,
it looked
it looks.
pretty
You
nice,
could
too.
you
Yeah.
could tell the difference. Like
Yeah.
was-
Because before it was just like a wall, but this
Yeah.
you're like, this is some shit.
it
Like,
actually
some
looks
bubble.
like it's like a force field. Like it's got layers to
Yeah.
it, and it's like
Yeah,
it looked like
yeah.
energy. But yeah,
Yo. Yo, Bleach is back, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Bleach
excited.
is
Can you
back.
believe it?
Yeah.
Yo, can you believe
Yeah.
that?
I'm happy, man, because
That's crazy, man.
they might drop this every Tuesday, man. Like it's just nice. Like we're gonna be eating for
Every
a while.
Monday,
like-
bro. Every
Monday?
bro.
Is it Monday? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
every Monday,
It might
bro.
be
Every
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, like Mondays are gonna be great. Got Chainsaw Man,
Yeah.
Bleach, and then like
Chainsaw Man's Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's like nice to just fill up your
What do you
days.
guys-
You fill up your days with
What are
it.
you guys gonna rate it? What are you guys gonna rate it?
I think it was I think it was a great episode.
Banger.
Yeah,
Banger
I think it was like a 10 out of 10. Like,
Banger.
there wasn't
It was a
anything
banger.
like
9.5.
even like comparing it to the
9.5. Yeah.
even comparing it to like the manga. Like I think it did it really well. So I'm like no issues with it, even with that CG.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's starting off so quick, bro. Because you already know probably next episode they're gonna be in Waco Mundo, right?
Yeah. Maybe I feel
No,
like
no,
the
no.
pace is gonna slow down slightly.
They're gonna- I
know,
mean-
we'll see.
We'll and that's kind of what we'll see like the differences between the anime and the manga because we'll see like where Kubo kind of wanted to maybe flesh things out a little bit.
Mhm,
But I feel
mhm.
like I very much feel like he's gonna keep the beginning just as fast paced as it was.
Yeah. It's only
Yeah.
like till we get later in that's gonna change.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean,
But without spoiling past episode 1 type of thing.
sure.
All right.
Anyways, are we on to our Jujutsu Kaisen 201?
Yeah, with a banger chapter.
Yo.
Yo, I'm about to drive over right now.
I'm not gonna lie though, I felt like I like this chapter more than I like the previous chapter.
I love them both. They're both bangers to me.
Nah, you gotta pick one over the other. Pick
No,
one.
they're both bangers to me.
No.
I'm not you, bro. I'm not you. I'm not you. So yeah, no. So we come into Jujutsu Kaisen. The chapter is called Negotiations 2. So this is
Mhm.
part 2 of the negotiations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, this is Kenjaku just saying that, like, or no, this is the president saying that. Are you saying that we should, kidnap Japanese civilians for
Yeah.
samples, like for experiments using my authority?
And this whole conversation is so fucked because, like, you know for sure, like, they're actually like this. Like, and people were like this back in the day too, and whatever. Like, they're actually
Yeah.
like the
They probably still
arguments.
are.
Yeah, like the arguments they're having and stuff, and like just the way they're like
Mhm.
speaking out of fear. Like, oh, like it's the kind of like the arms race. Like, people just want to get like
Well,
we can't fall
it's
behind
that's what I
China,
mean. Like
Russia.
it's
Like,
It's a
fear.
literal arms race.
yeah,
It's literally like the scramble for Africa that I
yeah,
mentioned
that
in
you
the
mentioned
previous
last time.
pod.
Yeah,
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 they're
yeah.
literally doing the exact same
but
thing.
I do like that like they mentioned so many countries, and it wasn't just like Russia and
US.
China and
Yeah,
US.
yeah.
Like they're the big ones. Like because
Yeah.
they mentioned Pakistan, they mentioned Saudi Arabia, Germany,
India,
India.
India,
India. So
Germany.
it's like I like that they
Yeah.
like kind of went
Even
into
There's a
Turkey,
more.
bro.
world.
They say
It's
Yeah,
it's
Turkey
a
and Korea.
world.
Like, yo, like, damn.
But they're talking about it, and they're like, the difference between sorcerers and us non-sorcerers lies within the brain. The
yeah,
sheer
Mhm.
uncharted mystery of the brain that remains unsolved, even
yeah,
with modern science and medical technology. I really like that.
yeah,
And the thing is, you know why though? Because that also plays more into Kenjaku's character. Because he's
yeah,
literally just a
Yeah,
brain.
a brain.
He's
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and they're talking about how many samples they need, and like Val saying that they need like a shit ton.
yeah,
And the president's just like surprised, right? He's like, you just like you want me to just like kidnap them? Like, are you
yeah,
listening to yourself, Val? Like,
Mhm.
like what's going on? And then this is where he starts talking about all the countries like that he
yeah,
doesn't want to fall
Yeah. And then
behind.
he kind of like flips it, right? He's like, "Oh, it's not kidnapping. We're protecting Japan from other
Yeah,
people." Like the
yeah,
whole like you know how the states thinks they're like they think they're the savior of the world
the
type
savior of
thing.
the
And it like
yeah.
yeah,
He's the
plays into that. They're like, "No, we're
yeah,
saving them. We're
yeah,
protecting them.
exactly.
Like
this
they
isn't
need us."
kidnapping. This is
Yeah.
And
protection.
then to
Yeah.
feed into it, you have like Kenjaku kind of be like, oh yeah, like this is the most humane option, and then
Mhm.
they're kind of like, yo, like depending on how this turns out, he might go and like align with another country, and then she's just like,
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, we already have
and
those.
that's what I was saying, where she's like, yo, he's just trying to get the whole world fucked, send all their military
Mhm.
and shit into Japan, and then just you know turn their countries into cursed spirits, like you know what I mean, like
Here's the thing, right? He says we must increase surveillance on like Japan towns.
yeah,
So, because this happened in February, they've been basically like watching
since
events
Japan.
unfold.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So
So, like,
they watched Shibuya
do
happen.
you guys
Yo,
think
yo.
prior to the Culling game
Yeah,
that like members of the Culling game could already be military like
U.S.
ops?
military
yeah,
Yeah.
potentially.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible. But yo, I'd find it interesting that Kenjaku's going around with Ghetto's name still.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
that's in case they do like a background check on him, they'll or whatever, they'll see that Ghetto was
They
still
wouldn't know,
No,
or
but it's
they
like
wouldn't
no.
know that Kenjaku. Or
I'm
you
s-
mean
I'm saying they would still like if they were to check up on him, they're like, yeah,
he's
Ghetto
dead?
was, but they
He
like,
would be deceased, no?
no. But what I'm saying, well, I think
but it's
what I think he's trying to say is that, like, let's say for example, you're the U.S., right, and you
Sure.
just happen to have a jujitsu sorcerer, right? When you talk to a jujitsu
I don't think
sorcerer,
it's possible.
for them to have like you Japanese
They'd
people
have to
can't
go to
move to
Japan.
America. That's not possible. They can't teleport.
But this is the first time they're figuring out that what
no,
sorcerers
no.
are.
So one
So
thing is,
what I'm saying is like I think the reason why Kenjaku is using Geto's name is
Yeah,
because more sorcerers know Geto than they know Kenjaku. So
yeah,
if like
and it's
in the scenario where like let's say they went to Turkey, right? In Turkey, there's like they know a person who's a jujitsu sorcerer, and he's like, oh yo, this guy Geto came, and you're like, yo, Geto, like the dude from like the thousand
the night
whatever
parade.
the
Yeah,
night parade.
the
Oh,
100.
him, like that's some dude. He
But
has
then
some weight.
wouldn't they also
Whereas if
know
he's
that he's dead?
yeah.
but you know what I
You
mean?
also don't
Like
know that. You don't know if they kept that under wraps or who actually knows if Ghetto like who like
they don't even know if he's dead because you see him walking around, so you could be like, yeah, he's
exactly.
alive still,
Not everyone knows that
right?
that's
Kenjaku's not a known enough name
exactly.
for him to be like using it,
And it's also
or
like
maybe he just wants to keep his identity
also
secret too.
yeah, like why would you want people to know that like, like oh yeah, my name's Kenjaku, like no, why would you say that? And he's kind of been
I
going
mean,
he's been going around saying like he's Ghetto since season 1 or like since we've seen him.
Yeah,
Just because
but
the
like at that
leaders
point,
found out that he's Kenjaku doesn't mean he should change the way he's like presenting himself,
true, true,
right?
true, true,
Yeah,
true,
yeah.
true.
But yeah, I really like this. Like he's kind of just feeding them like whatever he needs them to know, so that way they can, go with their plan, go with his plan. And then
Bro, and then
they're all
This
kind of like, oh, like honestly, like we'll just chuck bullets and shit at them. Like we're good. Like we don't even need that many people. And
bro,
then
this guy, bro, Gary
Gary
K.
K. Johnson,
Johnson, bro.
the most
Miss,
typical American looking dude ever,
bro,
bro.
this guy's a bootleg Mr. Armstrong, bro. I'm gonna tell you that
no,
right now. Look at his mustache.
he's got nothing on Armstrong.
Yeah, bro.
But no, yo, like even though like this guy even says it, he's like, so you want like you plan to kidnap these so-called sorcerers,
Mhm.
and then the president's like, yo, don't say it out loud, bro. Like don't say it out loud. Like
Yeah.
don't make me actually even think
Yeah.
about it. That's gross.
Yeah, he really just wants to be like a figurehead, just to sign off on shit and let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when
And they start talking about like they call Gojo an abnormality.
yeah,
Mhm.
And like they confirmed that in November, like he will be sealed away.
Yeah.
So Kenjaku for
like
sure
he for sure knew that.
Yeah. Yeah.
that like his plan would be 100% successful.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
exactly. Like there was
That's
no
crazy.
chance of failure type of thing.
but that's crazy because you're up
Yeah,
That
against
is.
Gojo, like Satoru. Like what?
Yeah, yeah. That is crazy.
You think it's 100% even though you're going up against
Yeah.
Gojo?
I think it's because like did he also inherit the memories of the body that he got? Right? Is that a thing or no?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
those
I don't know.
memories. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not
because
sure
if
about
that's
that.
a thing, then he could be like, okay, I know his personality well enough for me to be able to execute my plan.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, and then
And
he's
then but this guy reacts to it, he's like, okay, if Gojo's down, then a single company will be enough.
yeah,
Which
and he's like,
they
yo,
explain that that's around 60 to 200 soldiers.
Yeah.
yeah, and then here he's like, yo, you're gonna need at least like 800 people for you to
Mm-hmm.
kind of, go in this fight and be able to take people and shit. And they're just
This
like,
panel,
and then
though,
in typical like American fashion, where they just think they're fucking top shit, and they're kind of just like, we're not babies, like
Bro, he's
two
like,
of us
yo,
are
this
like,
panel, but this panel of Kenjiku saying that you'll need at
oh yeah, like
least
this. He's like
800, a
this.
full battalion.
Yeah.
I think it's on his cheek, no?
Oh, is he? He's like this.
He's like,
He's like
kinda
this. Yeah.
yeah, and like the way he's drawn, horde,
Yeah.
horde.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, then
Yeah.
then the American guys are like, man, Japanese are such worry words,
Yeah.
man, wimps.
Yeah.
Like, cause mommy never gave them a gun, and then Ume's
Damn.
like, then why don't you
Damn.
test it out?
Yeah.
Why don't you test it
Yeah.
out, dog? She's like,
Yeah.
yo, test me, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try it, bro.
And then
Try
Yo,
it.
yo, she's like, bro, she's literally like, bro, this is the graph. Find out. Fuck
The-
around.
And yeah, so then Kenchiku's like, yeah, damn, like let's try it out. Like there's two sorcerers right here. And they start testing it out. They what station,
Like
what does it say? 15 soldiers?
Yeah,
Or is
they
it
like
more?
set it up. It's a shit ton. But basically, it has to go from the west wing to the east wing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these guys are like special agents. Like they're the top of the top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he just
By the way,
bodies them all.
did they show him the intelligence guy already, or no? They're so basically we do see like all of his advisors now at this point, right? Like we see the
Yeah.
girl, we see the military guy, we see the intelligence guy,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the director of national intelligence, and then we have the energy guy, Val,
Yeah.
right? So then they're just basically explaining like what Kenjiku's supposed to do, which is you guys said go from west to east wing.
Yeah.
And Kenjiku just like, yo, look how bored this guy is, bro. Like he's like stretching. He's like, man, all right, guys, time to go. And
Bro,
then
but this guy, what he says?
this guy goes, "This is America."
Yeah.
Body dropped. This guy opens the door.
No, wait.
There's
Hold
just-
on. You
Go,
skipped
go,
so
go,
much,
go.
bro. Where this guy's
Go,
like,
go.
bro, Japanese should stick to making cars and anime, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got those JDM imports.
Yo, and this guy's like, bro, like, yo, we need victory, overwhelming victory. And then yeah, he's like, yo, this is America.
And then body drops. He looks outside.
And then
There's just
Childish Gambino just
soldiers
comes in.
falling. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, you even hit the dance, bro. Yeah. The guy did the whole dance and everything. Oh, fuck. So yeah, soldiers are falling out the sky. And then we have this curse, or she like, what is this? This is a curse for sure,
Yeah,
right?
like because he used Geto's ability. He said he's gonna use.
Geto's ability.
He's like
This is
Geto's
a curse,
ability
and
will be good enough for this.
This is, you know what this is a reference on? We're brown. We should kind of understand a little bit.
I thought that's what it was, but I didn't want to make that assumption.
The multiple arms, the elephant. That's basically Ganesh.
Does he have multiple arms? I don't know if he has multiple arms.
In some depictions, I believe he has multiple arms.
Yeah, but like you can't necessarily say that this is an elephant.
Yeah,
because I can see where I can see where you're saying like you can kind of see the tusks and the nose, right? But those could also just be like embryos.
But his nose is like curled up around. No,
they could be like embryos. Like that could be like a leaf or something. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like it's fair to say that it is.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. That's what I thought too. But I thought maybe like it could be something else.
But yeah, no, that Jachik, bro, you're there. You're at your computer. Google Ganesh. The way the crown, he has a crown. The tusks, the elephant look, 100%, the hands.
It looks like Ganesh. 100%. There's no way you're saying it doesn't.
Yeah,
and no, I also thought that too, but I'm like, yo, maybe I'm just being biased, right? Like, so I was saying,
no bias,
like, if you look at like the mouth area, like those could very easily be leaves too.
No, but what I'm trying to say,
it looks like a tusk, and it looks like his trunk for sure.
His trunk is covering one of his tusks, and then the other side, his tusk is completely exposed.
Yeah.
And then. But when you compare it,
and the other thing is like the way that he name dropped India and Pakistan, like I feel like he's starting like Gage does his research.
He's done his research.
He knows his shit. So he's it wouldn't be so far fetched that it actually was inspiration from Ganesh, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But like if you look at the panel, right? On the right side, you see this like these marks, like sound effects.
Yeah.
Essentially. And those sound effects are very JoJo, bro. Like that's JoJo as fuck. You can tell me that's not JoJo, bro? That's definitely some JoJo shit.
That's JoJo, bro.
Yeah.
And then we have the guy reacting like what? And then
he puts on his glasses, bro. Man's puts on his glasses.
He's just like me.
Like
he's just like me. You gotta put your glasses on to see.
Couldn't he just whip out the monocle, bro? He put out fucking glasses. What the fuck?
And Kenjaku drops the dog tags and goes like, "Do you get it? Like let's wrap this meeting up." And then he says, "It's time to hunt Jujutsu sorcerers."
Yeah, and then we get the panel of Yuji and
Yuji guys.
Yeah. Dude, he turned into a Power Ranger, bro. He's like, "It's hunting time."
Bro, this went from the culling games to a hunt.
Yeah. And this is the part too that we've been wanting, right? Like this is
that's what he does so well. The change of pace, right? Like the way he changes it from chaos, organized to now it's a fucking like survival.
It
right?
should be like some shitstorm battle royale shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice.
Military fucks out there.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Like we're actually we've been talking about this part 2 of Culling Games, and we're finally actually about to get into this part 2 of Culling Games. Like literally next chapter is gonna be
But I know Kenjaku
the start of that.
I know Kenjaku said that like, you know, he proposed like renewal energy for these guys.
Yeah.
But like I wonder what his actual like plan is, because it's not giving these guys
of course.
Like a pure energy source.
I think what it is, bro,
energy.
No, I think what it, because like up until this point, nobody's been thinking the way he's been thinking, right? Where he's
100%,
like he wants everyone to be Jujutsu sorcerers, right? Essentially. So this is a clear-cut way for him to like create a war, like Jujutsu sorcerers against humans. Now every
Mm.
jujitsu sorcerer is gonna hate humans because of this incident, like the experimentation that they did on our kind. Do you know what I mean? So it's gonna like
Sure.
split the world and put it in a state where it's possible for there to be only jujitsu sorcerers or like no jujitsu
Yeah.
sorcerers at all,
Yeah.
right? Like it's essentially like it's gonna be attempted genocide, right? Like that's what everyone's gonna try to do to jujitsu sorcerers because they're like a small population, but they're gonna like try and fight back, right?
So
Yeah.
this is in a way just to create conflict, like more
Yeah,
chaos,
of
essentially.
course. Of
It's
course.
it's to get more people aligned with this plan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because right now the people in the culling game are playing the game, right? They're indifferent. But if they're like jujitsu sorcerers and they're like, yo, we as a whole are being targeted, and
Yeah.
we need to side with this dude.
Kenjaku's like,
Kind
yo,
of.
I can help
Yeah.
you guys.
It's like
Like, if
it's
you
like
guys
Exactly.
follow
look,
me,
he's
blah blah
Exactly.
blah.
Exactly.
he's
Exactly.
he's pushing their back against the wall, but they don't know that it's
Yo,
him. And then
Yeah.
he's gonna
no,
extend
no,
his
no.
hand, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm about it." Like, what else can we
Exactly.
do?
But Chachik, you know how you
Yeah.
just said like earlier you said that like the reason he's using Ghetto's name was because if sorcerers know like Ghetto's
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In this situation, if Ghetto's putting his hand out to help sorcerers,
Yeah.
are you not gonna take that hand?
Yeah. Because everyone knows Ghetto's like that's
That's what I
his.
mean. So you are gonna take his hand.
Yeah.
You're gonna take Ghetto's hand because Ghetto will
Yeah.
help you, right?
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
was a special grade sorcerer.
So it works perfectly.
And
Like that. I
also
think
and
that's what it
also like
is.
his ideals and shit. He thought of humans as like monkeys,
Monkeys. So
right?
like,
He was Frieza,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
So
but
like,
yeah,
you heard it here first.
yeah. Heard it here first. Heard it here first, bro.
Let's go.
What I was gonna say though, I had a theory though. This is like a, not nothing to do with anything with the chapter, but
Sure.
like I know everyone's been waiting for like Gojo to come back
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the dimension. What is it? The prism
Prison
dimension,
Yeah.
whatever.
realm.
The fuck,
Prison realm.
yeah, whatever it's
Prison
called.
realm.
How do we know he's even gonna come back the same? Like, what if he comes
We
back
don't.
and he's just fucked in the head, like completely unhinged?
No, no, because
I
time
think.
doesn't pass the
Yeah.
same in there.
How
He
long
says
does
it.
how does it pass in there?
I remember. I think
I,
Tengen was talking
he's.
about it, but
I think Gojo also said it. Like he said something like about like how the time's passing in
yeah,
there. So he's like, it's all
but
good.
not even that. Like the way Gojo's character is set up, I don't see him.
Mhm.
I don't see us getting like a whole different version of Gojo when he comes back because it's been so long since
No,
he's
for
been out
sure
of the
not.
story that
Mhm.
like when he comes back, it's not gonna allow for that extra. Like
Also,
you
with
don't
this
wanna,
reverse curse
you know,
technique, he can just keep his brain fresh.
and you don't wanna like off screen all
That is
this whole
true. That
character
is true.
development thing for him. Like it's
I
like
mean, I'm not
he's already
saying I'm
developed,
talking
right?
about I'm talking from like a psych like the
Yeah, like he might
mental
Yeah,
be fucked in
I
the
know
strain.
what you're
head.
saying. Like he
Yeah,
gets fucked in the head because he's been trapped for so long.
yeah,
Like this is the
Exactly.
first time he's seeing light
Yeah. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
however like long. But like
no,
again, he
Because
can just use reverse curse
I think
technique to
everyone's
like.
under the assumption that Gojo's just gonna be fine. Like he's gonna come out, he's gonna be good to go,
I mean,
right?
even if
So
he
I could
had
see this being like a curveball, like Gage throws at us, like, okay,
honestly,
yeah, nah, actually,
even if he had been stuck in prison realm for like a month, the way I see Gojo, just like he's so strong and like he's a
Mhm.
mentor and sensei or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I don't see his like psyche being so like fragile where when he comes out
But
It's
if he's
not.
gonna break
but
or like whatever.
we haven't seen him in like a solitary confinement sort of sense. Like he's always been free. Like
But
since he's a kid, he's been able to do whatever the fuck he wants. This is the first time he's been confined to one space where he actually can't do anything,
no, but also
right? So to some extent, that has to like fuck with him a little bit, right?
like maybe
But
he'd still be free to use his powers and shit. He just can't leave that area. Do you know what I mean?
So you
Like
think he's like sitting in there just training, refining his
I
domain
no,
mean,
I think
structure?
I
he's
think
literally just sitting waiting.
he's just
Yeah,
waiting.
yeah.
He's just
But like,
waiting.
what do you do? You're alone with your thoughts, like
But like Gojo's also like
he's still human at the end of the day, right? Like he can still succumb to like mental issues.
yeah, that's true.
But if he has his reverse curse technique, it doesn't matter,
But the
right?
way I'm saying, like the way
That's from like you're talking about like from like mental like degradation, right? I'm just talking about like you could just be thinking of like random shit and that could like like depression, all that stuff, right? Like his curse techniques, reverse curse techniques are gonna fix
mm,
depression,
you don't know
right? You're
that.
talking
You don't
more from
know.
like
But I feel
physical.
like, but I feel like he's like again like one of those characters that are complete. Like he's not
Yeah,
gonna have that moment of
exactly.
like
Yeah,
being depressed or
And
being stressed out or anxiety or like that type of stuff.
yeah,
yeah, exactly. Like
That's
when
just
you
the way
think
I
about the type
feel.
of character he is, like he's been handling like all this like JJK stuff. Like he's been handling like the
He's been handling the JJK stuff.
yeah, like you
JJ
know,
who?
like the
JJ who?
like the count like
Okay,
the
so
council
in
and
chapter, really quickly, I'm gonna just say this. In chapter 91, Gojo says, "Looks like time doesn't pass here."
Oh, okay. So, but then he would like. So, what does that mean? That means like the instant he got in there, the instant he comes out, to
It's not
him it's
gonna
gonna feel like
age.
to him
no,
It's
no.
gonna
But
feel,
to him it's
it's gonna
gonna
feel
feel
like
like
nothing.
nothing. To him it'll feel like nothing.
yeah,
But the world around him has progressed.
it has
Okay.
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But he's
So
like, while you're in there, you're just kind of like, okay, it's been a second, and then you're out. I guess.
I don't know. The time works differently, so it's like
we'll find out, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Because he says time doesn't pass here, so like he's not gonna age.
But
like,
can't he, like going into his like whole power essentially? Couldn't he just like work around that? How time
the main
works in
but
there, because time and space, and he kind of manipulates space in a way.
but it's not about him being
Yeah.
able to use his abilities. It's him being able to leave the prison realm. So he could stay in there, use your abilities as much as you want. He's in a whole different dimension. He can't leave that dimension. It doesn't
Yeah.
Yo,
matter.
so let me just, so the prison realm, right? It
Yeah.
wouldn't work on Maki, right? Like it only works with people with cursed energy, or you can throw anyone in there.
Technically, yeah, it wouldn't
I
work
don't
on her
remember.
unless like
I don't remember the rules of the curse. Sorry, of
the
the prison realm.
I
Because I
I think
can make.
they're using
Oh,
I think they're using the prison realm specifically for Gojo because of his cursed energy. So it makes sense if it was
Mhm.
fine tuned for people that had cursed energy, where like you can't kill them or whatever. So
Right.
it makes sense if it wouldn't be able to work with Maki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. Bro, the crazy thing is though, like Jujutsu Kaisen's on break next week, Black Clover's on break next week, and Chainsaw Man is on break like next week.
Sheesh.
So
We're talking about nothing.
we're talking about One Piece and My Hero and a little bit of Gachi Yakuda.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yo, Gachi
My
didn't
Hero.
release this week, huh? That's crazy.
No,
Not
it
this
was on
week,
break.
I guess.
No
Yeah.
idea. But that's
But
gonna conclude our manga discussion,
no,
I think. No.
I actually just want to add one thing, just a question. Where do we see the crew in this situation? Sorcerers versus military. Like, how do they play this out?
They're gonna be like a third because they know that like obviously Geto's not actually Geto, so they're not gonna actually
Yeah, they
join
know
that
it's
side.
him.
Like even though Jochi said like there's gonna be the sorcerers that like take his hand. The main
Yeah, yeah.
crew is obviously gonna know that that's not it, and they're gonna try to get whoever they can to be like, yo, it's a lie, like don't join him. Like stop.
So they're gonna be essentially break into three fractions,
Exactly.
right? Like there's gonna be
Exactly.
humans, there's gonna be Geto, and there's gonna be Yuji guys.
Yeah.
There's gonna be one
Yeah.
Yeah.
type thing, and they're gonna try and like,
Stop whoever they can.
yeah. So like the Yuji
Yeah.
faction, I see like Toto, if he ever comes back, being part of that faction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Miwa,
I mean,
Inumaki has
where
to
the
come
fuck
back.
is Miwa? Like, dude, I've been talking about
Inumaki,
Miwa.
bro, how have they not brought him back?
Yeah,
Like they haven't even shown him
who?
since
Inumaki, bro.
Inumaki.
Fuck. I heard Maki, and I'm like, we just saw Maki.
Oh, just relax, bro.
Yeah,
This guy's always
just
jerking
selective
Maki off,
hearing,
bro.
bro.
Fuck.
Selective
For real,
hearing,
selective
bro.
hearing.
It cut out.
Bro's you got a headset on too, bro.
It cut out. But anyways, I feel like
because like he'd be OP.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like he'd just tell people like fuck off, and they'd fuck off.
Yeah, he could just be like, yo, shoot yourself, and they shoot themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fucked.
bring him back.
But that's gonna be sick if we see like a bunch of fucking military dudes pull up on him and he's like in like a kind of like a Code Geass like Lelouch kind of homage
Shoot
thing.
yourself, and like when
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
all pull the trigger on
Yeah,
him.
yeah, and
That'd
that'd
be
be
crazy. That'd be crazy.
yeah, and he'd be the type to do it. Like, that'd be sick.
Bro, he just like what's his full name? Yo, what's his full name?
Who's
Inumaki's full name?
I don't know. He's from it's his
Hold
clan's
on.
name. I don't know his clan's name. Toga, Toke,
No.
Toka.
Yeah, it's Toge. It's Toge
Toge.
Inumaki.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just mans is just like by order of Toge Inumaki, I command you.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
No, this is
That'd be cool.
it's definitely gonna be crazy, bro. This whole
Yeah.
like, I think it'd be cool though. to like reintroduce everybody at like in like a critical moment with this, with like 3 factions or whatever, like because it's just UG guys, right? Like let's just say that they don't really have much of a faction. It's just a bunch of kids, right? You have all the other sorcerers that are, we're assuming that they're going to join Kenjaku, and then you have like the military, the humans.
Yeah.
It would be really cool to reintroduce all the other students to join up with UG guys in that situation.
Yeah.
Where that'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick. Nobra returns?
Nah.
Nah, she's not coming back, bro. It's in her name, bro. No, bruh.
You drive over right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't come at my girl like that, dog.
Anyways, yeah, it's a solid chapter. We're gonna move on to Andor.
Star Wars Andor.
Yeah.
This is episode 6, I believe.
7.
7.
6 or 7?
6.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was 6.
Let's take a look. I mean, I'm like right at the computer, bro. I can check it. It's amazing.
Anyways, I like the way that it's going. They're finally doing their mission. They're inside. They're basically kicking ass, taking names and shit.
Yeah, 6.
6, yeah. So
the heist. Essentially, this is a heist episode.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they did a really good job.
Dude,
this episode, just
again,
like the heist,
again,
everything about it, the character moments,
and again with the political side of like the Empire, with like that dude that they basically kidnap and his like wife and his kid and stuff, and you're seeing his whole side of things where he's like, yo, this guy's gonna be here. I need everyone at the best of their ability. Like, don't fuck this up for me. Like, you know what this means for us. Like, all this shit.
And like the way that they keep conveying the fact that like, the Empire has gotten to a point where they're just fat and happy.
Yeah.
They play it again with the guy, like what's his name? The
general.
That's the guy that you were just talking about, and he tries to put on his belt.
Yeah.
But he can't put on his belt because he's gotten too fat. Right? Like they just showed it like, yo, the Empire's gotten fat and happy.
Yeah.
They're letting their guard down. They let this heist happen.
100%.
These rebels, right?
Yeah.
These rebels come in. Andor and his team, they come in. They start the heist. And by the way, the heist goes to like, they get their money that they wanted, the credits, the Imperial credits. But man, they killed off 2 black guys.
Yo, literally.
Yeah.
I
was watching. I was like, no way! Did they just kill the 2 black people?
I had to replay. I replayed it because I'm like, there's like, why aren't they on the ship? Like, there's no way. Like,
they had 2 black cast members a part of this heist.
Yeah.
Everybody else was white.
No, but
the 2 black dudes died.
I do want to mention a really dope thing that they did was when they get onto the ship. And Cassian's like, yo, everyone hold on. And everyone's holding on. And then that fucking crate crushes the dude.
The dude's legs. Yeah.
And then eventually he dies and shit, right?
Yeah, so rattling for him. I feel so bad.
But like that, but that whole sequence, like, you don't normally get that. Like, once people are in their ship and they like,
it's safe.
They're safe.
You're safe haven.
They're like, hold on to something. Even if they're not holding on to shit, they just survive. They just survive. Even like they're like, yo, they're handling 10 G's of like gravity or whatever. They're not strapped in, none of that shit, and they just survive. And you survive. There's like the one time you actually see like fucking something actually happen because they weren't strapped in. Like somebody actually died as a result of that. Like and I'm like, that's actually.
But bro, like in the episode visually, bro, the meteor shower.
That shit was crazy.
Bro, the eye looked amazing.
That shit was
so sick.
And them flying through.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But
so visually pleasing.
It's so hurting.
That probably looks so good on your 4K TV.
Yo, I think that's why I was watching it, bro. I was watching it like, what the fuck is that?
Bro, I was watching it on my iPad.
Yo, what are you doing?
Yo, my iPad's got good resolution still. So like,
literally look to your left, bro.
Yeah, look to your left, bro. So nice though.
Yeah, so.
But then they get off the planet.
Yeah, and I was kind of shook here because, like, I was kind of sad. Well, not sad. I was kind of like rattled how, I guess, fragile that character is. The girl, was it Cassandra or something? I don't know, whatever her name is. The blonde girl. The blonde girl. Like the one who's like, kind of like
the leader.
The leader, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like how fragile her role was in the whole thing because she just had, like she's just so unsure of herself throughout the whole thing, and I was kind of just like, man, like
Yeah, that's
she
true.
doesn't seem like an appropriate
But
leader, and it kind of makes sense,
but
like
doesn't that kind of go to the fact that these guys, like the rebels, are all just regular people that don't actually
a
know what the hell they're
ragtag
doing?
group,
They're
yeah.
just they just
But
know that they have to like do some sort of uprising, some rebellion,
but in the way that she
and that
was
kind of
like,
goes with it.
in the way that she was like the point of contact, like she was the leader.
Hmm.
She wasn't really distributing like how showing those like leadership qualities. So it was kind of just like it's like obviously like what you were saying kind of makes sense too. But like if you're gonna be the leader, like you're gonna expect a little bit more from the leader, and then it kind of it goes into when like Andor or Cassian at the end is kind of just like, I got my shit, I'm out of here. Like let me do my own
I got my money,
because
a quick peace.
he
Yeah,
could
Yeah.
tell like this ain't it. Like
Bro, I thought he was gonna take like just all of it and just dip.
no, no.
bro, the one
When
dude.
he shoots that white dude,
Yeah.
I was shook that he shot him, but I was like, I know he's not gonna kill the other girl either because he's not that type of
Yeah, yeah.
character. Like him
Yeah,
killing
yeah.
that dude
He
made
was
sense, but
disgusted with him. That's
exactly,
why
Yeah, I know
he
for
shot
sure.
him.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we we move on to we get to well, what's it called? The council, the fucking whole thing from episode the prequels where the all the political stuff was happening.
Yeah, yeah.
The pods, we see that room.
Palpatine fights Yoda and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We see that room, and the girl that's being kind of, I forgot her name, but she's been kind of working with Luxon in some sort of
yeah.
sense.
And she's trying to
But she's talking about like a specific group of people,
yeah,
and that group of people doesn't want to be like included with the Empire. But the Empire's retaliation is obviously to kill them. But she's
yeah,
trying to propose like, yo, like just let them live, right?
yeah. Like we don't need
Hmm.
that area. And then
But
you see people
the way that you
leaving.
see the no, but even before that, when you look around,
Yeah,
you can really tell how much the Empire has these motherfuckers by the balls,
yeah.
because there's
Yeah.
barely anybody in the room
Nobody even
to
Yeah.
cares to
start with.
listen to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Nobody
They're
cares
like,
anymore.
whatever. You're gonna, yeah,
Hmm.
like,
But then the news comes out that rebels
Yeah.
went into the
yeah,
like a vault and stole Imperial
yeah.
credits,
Cassian
Hmm.
guys just fucked
and
this
now
shit
it
up.
shows cracks
Yeah,
in the Empire,
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
right? Which was pretty cool to like see that, like, Cassian was part of showing the first like little bit that the Empire isn't actually invincible, right?
yeah,
That
yeah,
that
There's like a
these
chink in
rebel
the
group,
armor.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because they got like they said, they got fat and happy. Like
yeah,
they're too pleased with themselves. They
That's
don't
true.
actually think anybody's willing to, um, step up on them. But people stepped up on them.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then we see, what is it like, Luxon or Luthen,
He was so
whatever his name.
happy,
Yeah,
whatever his
Yeah.
name is.
yeah. You see him like he just fucking goes into the back, so happy that like it actually got pulled off and everything. And then I was what is he gonna do when he goes back there? Because like when he was in front of I guess the customer, his facial like expressions, I didn't know how he's gonna feel about it. Like you know what I mean?
but
Like
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, yeah.
but then he's like,
Then he goes to the
damn,
back and
this
he's just
group of
smiling.
people, they went
yeah,
in, they stole the credits, and he's just
yeah,
smiling.
did
He's
this
just
shit.
so happy. Like, yo, man, I even put Cassian in there, like
Yeah, but I'm
a
also
wild card.
it's also crazy because like he's happy like they did the deed and shit, but like he didn't even care. Like he's not like, oh, like did they make it out alive or any of that. He just cares that
No, he
like
doesn't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
the
It
mission
happened.
happened. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Because it shows the crack in the Empire. Like, that's
exactly.
kind of like the whole thing, right?
It's a big step forward. So
For sure.
yeah,
But now the focus is definitely going to become, they're going to make Cassian seem to be like the guy that like basically did it all, right?
yeah. Because
Yeah.
The
especially with
like
everyone dead and stuff, and like
Mhm.
Empire's going to go after him 100%. Like, the
yeah,
blonde girl that works for the Empire
it's a
that was trying to get the
it's a
files,
it's a
he's
great
going to definitely pick up on it.
it's a great segue into like Rogue One essentially. Like it's actually like you can kind of see like the little steps that they're taking to get him to actually be with the Resistance and shit.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. I mean, shit. Like, I'm fucking with this. Like, Star
I
Wars
fucked
Andor,
with it.
like,
Mhm.
I fucked
it's
with it
going
hard.
so well. Bro,
Yeah,
even like the
Yeah.
composition, the colors and everything, like the way that,
yeah.
like, episode
it's been
was
really nice. Like overall, it's been
Oh,
shot,
for sure.
and they should have took this level of care with Kenobi, which I'm kind of
Kenobi.
yeah. Like I'm
Uh,
kind of surprised that like
Yeah.
they did this with Andor. They've done this with like Mandalorian. They do so well, but then like why are they
Mhm.
shitting the bed with like Kenobi?
Kenobi.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
Yeah.
I think it's a hands in the cookie jar type of situation. With
yeah,
Kenobi, everybody wants their hands in it, and like Kathleen Kennedy wants her hand in it.
yeah,
And she,
Mhm.
like we know
Mhm.
that she's kind of notorious to like fuck shit up, like
Mhm.
projects.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
But then with like maybe a lower character such as like Andor or the Mandalorian, because the Mandalorian they had no clue if the Mandalorian was gonna even
like
like be what it like became, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
And with Andor, like they all they know is like people enjoyed this character from Rogue One.
yeah,
So they don't like they're not like Anakin, they're not Darth
exactly.
Vader, they're not Kenobi, right?
Yeah,
So
Mhm.
there's like less hands in the cookie jar type of thing. There's less input on what needs to be done, right? You have
yeah.
more creative freedom
No, you're
probably
right.
as a writer and
It's
director.
just so hurting
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
You know,
So
like
hurting. I
yeah,
need Star Wars though to like Kathleen Kennedy like take a step back, bro. Give me Old
yeah.
Republic, bro. A trilogy
Oh,
movie,
actually,
bro.
so okay, I heard that they're releasing a Star Wars TV
They're
show
doing
with like Darth Bane or something.
I what I
That's what
heard
I
was
had
that they're
heard.
gonna do something like a TV show or a movie that takes place within the Old Republic era or
Yeah.
around that time.
Mm.
But what I want is essentially Old Republic
Yeah, I know.
because that's a crap ton of Jedi, a crap ton of Sith,
Yeah.
just duking it
Yeah.
out. Like
So much shit going down. Like you have to. Like
you
why
can have
wouldn't you?
so much lore drop of like Sith lore. You can have a lot of Jedi lore drop. Like
Yeah.
there's so much you can do. There's so much potential. There's so many iconic characters from the Old Republic video game that you guys can work with and create such a great trilogy. Like
Yeah.
marketing will be fine. Like I know these guys are business people, so like they don't have to worry about the marketing because Star Wars fans are one of the most dedicated fans in the world, right?
Yeah.
And they already know the like Old Republic stuff, so they already know the characters. They're not going to be like too like you know like
Mhm.
who's
No,
this
For
that's
guy
sure.
true.
type of thing.
So, on that point, I know none of you guys are looking at Rings of Power, but man, like I hate you guys for not even catching up. Like you guys actually whack for that. But dude, the last
Yo, my time was taken up with She-Hulk, bro.
no, She-Hulk
The season.
sucks. She-Hulk sucks, man. Fuck Marvel.
Yo,
Fuck
yo, before you
MCU.
even get into it, I just
I
want
don't
to fucking
care.
say,
I
what
don't
the fuck?
care.
Just, bro, they made the worst or season finale I've ever seen in my life, bro. Basically, what they just tried to do was try to make a joke on themselves
Okay,
and make a shitty episode.
bruh.
It didn't work.
And you spent that
Dog shit.
when you could have been watching Rings of Power.
I got to see Daredevil. I'm
Okay,
happy.
say what you want to say though. Go ahead.
Dude,
Pop off.
so it was a season finale, first of all.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
like
spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Rings of Power.
yeah,
So
so I'm a,
just
one thing is dude, you find out who Sauron is. You find out who
Oh
Sauron
shit.
is. Okay,
Shit.
you see him.
That's
You see
crazy.
him.
No way.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you,
Dude.
you can watch
It's Jose. No way, Jose.
watch from episode 1 to episode 8 and try to figure out who it is. Like whatever.
He's already there. He's already there.
You seen him.
Okay.
You've seen it. Okay.
So I saw one of the showrunners saying that the type of character that Soren's gonna be in the
Yeah,
future
yeah,
is gonna be
yeah,
like a Walter White type of
yeah.
character,
I
like
saw that too.
evil, but like a complex evil or something,
Exactly,
whatever he
and he
said.
needs to, and
Mhm.
because the thing is, like Sauron's like built up in Lord of the Rings to be this almighty evil type of thing, where like
Yeah, yeah.
this is gonna be so dope, and like I can see, and you even though
People already had theories, so I'm
yeah,
just like, do these theories
and
come
like
true? 'Cause-
the way this episode like from beginning to end, it's so much shit. Like I don't even know if this
Mhm.
was an hour long. I swear it felt like it was so much longer because so much shit goes down. Even so there's stuff with like Galadriel, right? Like they
Mhm.
actually like
Mhm.
with Celebrimbor, they create the 3 elven rings in that last episode. And
Sheesh.
like and then so you see
Wow.
like the process of how it got created and
Yeah.
like what it's gonna mean going forward essentially. And like the
Mhm.
thing is like the one thing like as a Lord of the Rings fan is that you know that when Celebrimbor made those rings, he had influence from Sauron.
Yeah.
He didn't know that he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
being influenced by Sauron, but he had influence from Sauron. So you're gonna see that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
that's exciting.
That is. That's dope.
dude, there's a line that they drop in the episode that's a straight callback to Lord of the Rings, and because of that, like this is like, you know what
You're
that's,
just rock hard.
yeah, that, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but you know that stranger that we see in the meteor,
Yeah. Yeah.
you start to figure out who he is.
So he's not Sauron.
I don't know. You're gonna have to see from that line. You're gonna see from that line who he is.
All right then.
He could be,
Okay, so but like I gotta ask though, like this is all hype, right? Like we're seeing a lot of Sauron stuff
yeah,
happening and a lot of tiebacks to the Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
But this show is essentially not canon.
is not. And they've done changes to the story, like the way they handle the Celebrimbor making the rings and stuff. It's different
Mhm.
from the way the lore said it happened. It's like
Mm-hmm.
Right, right.
it's their kind of like it's their own take on it. Like it's still kind of showing like the influence of Sauron and stuff, but it's like it's not in the way like it's not like gracefully done like the same way. Like, and I'm okay
Yeah.
with the little changes that they're making. Like it's not a huge issue because like again, like we're actually finally getting Lord of the Rings content essentially, and like
Yeah, but like I feel like when you're gonna do Lord of the Rings content, like you either go full on, like, but like I guess that goes to the part like getting the rights, like how hard it is to get the rights,
and also
Because they
with
don't have
right?
the rights, right? They don't have like the
uh,
full
They
rights.
don't.
also with just how much of the world Tolkien himself actually created, it's like there's so much room for them to like make their own stuff. So it's like I'm okay with them taking like creative freedom to do that. Like I don't mind that. And with the making of the Three Rings, you can start to see the shift in the way Galadriel kind of becomes how she is in Lord of the Rings.
In Lord of the Rings.
Because
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm.
then it even like there's it ties back episode 8 of Rings of Power ties back to like the first episode of Rings of Power too. With like something
Okay.
Oh
that they said
shit.
where they were
Okay.
like the darkness thing. I think you
Mm.
remember where it's like find like looking for the darkness like that you kept that you were trying to kind of erase is like the very thing that's
What
actually
thing that
like
kept it alive? That
yeah,
kept it alive.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's something
it's
along those
yeah,
lines.
it's gonna be like a play
Mhm.
on that. So I think like it's nice as like a side story and stuff, but I feel like the from the writing overall, the first season, it's been like very like not too complex, like generic, like some like simple, where it's kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
like I feel like if you watch it and you're like, I feel like this is what's gonna happen, like you can guess most of the part like what's gonna happen and like you're not like too like shocked or anything about anything that's happening.
Hmm.
But I
Yeah.
like
But it's just beautiful, right? Like
it is,
the
yeah,
production,
yeah,
everything, just
yeah.
amazing.
And I don't have a problem with it either because like just the way Lord of the Rings is set up, like it fits into that universe. Like you're not, I'm not in this universe to find like that complex shit of like all these little things and how it kind of all comes together
Mhm.
and shit. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's more of like a it's
I just want to see the beauty behind the
it's
madness.
kind of yeah
But
because
like,
it's always been like poetic, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
yeah. So I kind
Like,
of I
isn't
like the
part
way
of
it
Lord
is.
of the Rings like magic being like how like lore heavy it is, and like everything that's going on in the background and how it all comes together at the end or whatever? Like,
It yeah.
hasn't
So
that been such an integral part of what
it'll
Lord of the Rings is?
yeah. So it does like the stuff the events that are happening now. Like you'll see how it kind of goes into how Lord of the Rings happened. But the way I'm saying it is like when you see like Gandalf or when you see like these people use magic or whatever, they don't really explain what the magic is, right? Like it's so ambiguous,
Right.
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Versus
Mhm.
like if you had something like I guess like an anime or whatever, they're explaining like, oh, this type of magic does this or whatever. Like you actually get those like little
Yeah. Yeah.
intricacies. Like he kind of leaves it
Mhm.
very ambiguous, so there's like there's no limitations to it in a way.
There's more
Yeah.
room for interpretation,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. So you're not kind of looking at it from that like through that scope. Like you're not trying to look at it from that view where it's like okay, like it needs to be like this. It needs to be done like this. Like no, like let it have its freedom and kind of like do it the way they're saying it. Because even though they handled like some of the events a little bit differently, it's like it honestly doesn't take away from the like the overall like grand scheme of things. Like As long as it makes sense for like that, like from point A to point B, like I don't know, let's say like the ring showed up from here and it actually made it to here, but the events of how it got there are a little bit different. It's not that big of a deal because it still
Yeah,
got
the
to where
whole
it still made sense of how it got to where it got to.
essentially the whole Akira Toriyama thing, right?
Yeah, like with
That's
Toyotaro.
essentially what you're saying with
Yeah,
Toyotaro.
yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
Okay.
But as far as finales go, how was it?
It for honestly, it didn't feel like a finale. It felt more like a like kind of like a to be continued. See you soon. Because it like
Like a mid-season finale?
yeah, because it like it's dude, it's so much shit branched off. Like in all the
Mhm,
little like you've already seen a couple episodes. So like in all the little storylines that they had going,
mhm.
they go so deep into each of the storylines where you're like, I want to see where this fucking goes next, and that's the end of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
season. So you're just like,
yeah.
and you're sitting
Is
That's
it
there
a
like,
banger?
it was good. Yeah, it was banger. It was a banger.
It's a
Is it a
banger?
banger?
Yeah, it was a banger, man.
I was gonna say it's not as good as She-Hulk's season
No,
finale.
no, it didn't feel like a season finale where like overall you're like, oh yeah, like they got to their goal and stuff. But I would say like
Oh fuck.
I
Let
would
me
say
actually get
that
into
like
something
like
later.
you get a change in Galadriel. Like you get like a lot of the things like I guess you could characterize as a finale. You could see it as a finale.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
So, can I talk about She-Hulk just
yeah,
really
yeah,
quickly?
for sure.
So, series was whatever. I don't give a fuck about the series. The only reason I watched the series was because I knew Daredevil was gonna be in it, and I knew Hulk was gonna make his appearances, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
But they did something crazy at the end of She-Hulk that can give us a really cool Hulk storyline.
yeah.
They introduced Hulk's son,
What?
Who
Scar.
is he banging?
So
It's not
he
Natasha.
essentially
It
he
wasn't
leads.
Natasha. Like,
No, no, no. So like, here's the thing. They explain it that like he was gone to Sakaar,
yeah,
the
Mhm.
planet that like was essentially playing as the planet Hulk's world.
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
He went to Sakaar because some messenger came to come get him, and he returns at the series finale or season finale with his son,
yeah,
Scar, I think his name is.
yeah,
Mhm.
So essentially, they can still play out the Planet Hulk storyline
yeah.
and then go into the World War Hulk storyline,
Are you
Yeah.
where you can
saying
have a situation where like whoever he was banging dies, and they can make it in a way that like somebody from the human like the Earth killed him, or even say that like his son dies,
Mhm.
and you can have World War Hulk. And like there's already been like buzz like and rumor happening that they
yeah?
are developing World War Hulk's like movie.
That's
That
sick.
would be like
That'd be
that'd be
unreal.
the best thing they could do for the Hulk. But the way Marvel's been treating the Hulk or the MCU's been treating the Hulk, I honestly have no faith in this. Like
True,
it's one of
I
those things.
agree.
Like until I see it, I'll believe you. But like no,
Right.
Mhm.
But why
Mhm.
else bring up or connect him back to Sakaar and also give
no.
him the same son that he has off of Planet Hulk?
But it's also like an
Because that son that quote unquote died in Planet Hulk actually survived. So
they
this is the same kid.
they also do like well, there it's like it's an Easter egg thing, and you know the MCU always they have their own like Prime Universe thing, like what is it 616 or whatever, where they're gonna
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
handle things a little bit differently. And like him being alive, like maybe he doesn't actually die. Maybe he's just gonna take on the mantle of Hulk. Like,
Because like
and
eventually
it's
Mark
and it's
Ruffalo is
and
gonna
it's
retire the role, right?
exactly, and it's
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's also
But
MCU. So
then
you know they're like
They're playing the long game. They're like, okay,
they're
this guy's
not.
gonna retire. We got this is
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
thing.
Like they don't
Yeah.
they're not really in my opinion. I don't see them focus on quality at this point. They're focused on like building this whole universe. Yeah,
quantity,
Mhm.
yeah, however long they can progress
yeah.
this
Because they at the end of the
MCU.
day, like they know like everyone's gonna watch these things regardless, just to like because it looks all hyped in the trailers and whatever. You're like, okay, like for sure people are gonna go in at least for the opening box weekend, and that's where
For
they're gonna make
sure.
most of their
Yeah,
money anyway. So it doesn't even
yeah,
matter.
that's true.
So even if
That's
it's a
true.
shit movie, like they made all that money back and more, right?
Yeah. They I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
But I just find it interesting that like they would do that with the Hulk, right? Like, because you just brought in the She-Hulk, so
That's
if you
true.
did want to replace the Hulk,
That's true.
you can just go the
So
She-Hulk route. But then
Mhm.
you bring in Hulk's son.
so are they saying like She-Hulk took place at the same time as like Thor Ragnarok, or is it like
Oh,
he
this
went
is
back?
No.
It's
after.
way
This
after.
is
So it's like
he went.
Way
now.
Somebody from Sakaar
Yeah.
came back to get the Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's what happens in episode one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
So
know.
this is
I wish they need to
this,
do justice. They need a fucking Incredible Hulk 2
yo.
or something. Like,
If they do some shit where Hulk's kid dies or whoever he was banging dies, and he
Mhm.
goes fucking gamma radiation nuclear and just fucking World War Hulk plays out,
Yeah.
he's fucking crushing Doctor
oh,
Strange,
that's what I'm saying. They're not gonna go
fucking
that dark.
everybody up.
They're not gonna go that dark. Like,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
they can't. They're Disney, bro.
yeah.
I
but they can
mean,
still
they got
have him go on a
And
Deadpool.
that's where the
rampage.
They
issue.
got Dead. The fact
They
is, they
do
got
have
Deadpool now.
Deadpool.
So
They have
because
Deadpool now.
they're gonna go dark with that. So we'll see how this
We'll
goes.
see. Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's a difference between Deadpool and like MCU stuff. Like,
But he's part of the MCU now.
he's part of the
but I
MCU
mean, like
now.
in the way that like they like created their characters and like the whole like lightheartedness of each person, or I guess you know
Mhm.
what I mean.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
Like we don't really see like you're not gonna see like those dark schemes for characters that were built to be like lighthearted. Like Thor
Bro,
Ragnarok,
like all they,
like the Thor that they built
all,
up in fucking MCU, clearly not the same Thor
yeah,
that's in the comics.
black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
true.
then
But,
even
like what I'm saying
with Thor
is
Love
like
and
you can
Thunder,
have
like
a rage moment, like the whole movie, like just a rage moment from the Hulk, right? Where like he does go gamma nuclear, and like
yeah,
nobody can compete with him, and like he's just destroying every hero
I,
that comes up in front of him.
yeah,
And the
Because
thing is,
you had the Scarlet Witch moment in
yeah. Just
Doctor Strange 2
I feel
when
like
she was obliterating the Illuminati.
Mhm,
exactly. So I
mhm,
feel like,
mhm.
but you see how they said it was like a horror director and everything. Like they're doing it in that way. It kind of like
Yeah.
it kind of worked with that. But even then, when she was erasing people from existence and like doing her shit, it wasn't like in like a really like gro-
Gory type way.
gory, grotesque way. It was like a butterfly type of way that she kind of
But
got
like
rid of them.
Hulk could literally just be like
No.
throwing people, and then
Yeah,
they just
throwing
vanish off
people.
into the
But then
distance.
Exactly,
no, but
exactly. He's
you
gonna
had
chuck people. Maybe they're dead, but you won't actually see any of that.
Yeah, yeah,
You're gonna like dilute
no,
it
but
in a way.
we saw gore, we saw blood when she was killing the Illuminati. We saw the dude's
yeah,
brain collapse
And we
in.
saw,
yeah.
but that's
We
what
saw the one girl get skewered.
Hmm.
that's what Sam Raimi doing like the horror take, right? So you kind of like it played into that. But I'm saying like when you
No,
think
but I'm just saying that you can push like
a little
the
bit,
line that they have.
The
further,
envelope,
yeah.
right?
No, I
Yeah,
know what you're saying. Like
But
you can borderline kind of be like on the edge, kind of like push it, but not actually like
yeah,
show it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you can definitely do that with the Hulk. Like there's no issue with that, I feel like.
My again like
like
the
Hulk
only
literally just smashed it.
issue is I lost faith in the MCU.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just lost faith. So
but
it's just
you lost faith, but I'm trying to tell you as somebody who still watches the MCU content and stuff that they're like I still have faith in something that they're
Bro,
building.
you
yeah.
always gotta have hope, right?
Yeah.
I have
You always
yo
gotta have hope. You know why you always have
You
hope?
have no hope.
You know why you gotta have hope? Because that's what the S stands for Superman, right? Hope. You gotta have hope.
man, get away from us. I, why didn't we even let you finish that? Like I thought
Yeah.
I was trying to wonder where he was going with
I
it,
was
but
literally what are you talking about? But speaking of
but
Superman, Black Adam, that's something I do have hope
next
for, and
week,
I've been having hope
next
for.
week,
Like that's just about to go.
next week
Next week.
we're gonna go watch it next week.
Yeah,
And are we gonna do a review on this one?
yeah, right away. I want it
Okay.
done right away. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
Okay, so expect a review probably a couple days
yeah,
after Friday,
Yeah.
I
I think
guess.
like
Yeah.
overall, like out of all the DC movies that have come out, and like out of like in terms of like what's had like my highest hope, Batman and Black Adam
Okay.
were like the ones
Mhm.
where I was like, hey, these ones are gonna be done so well that like
Yeah.
when we see them, it's gonna live up to expectations. And the way the Rocks, like a lot of these people have been talking about
Praise the movie
praising
so
Black
far.
Adam already, I feel
Mhm.
like it's going in
Mhm.
like a really good direction.
No, I
So
hope so, bro. Dr. Fate is in the movie.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
happy.
yeah.
That's all I want,
yeah.
bro. That's all I
He
wanted,
looks
bro.
sick too, by the way,
Yeah,
bro. So
yeah,
sick.
yeah.
So sick.
He's the
Like
real doctor,
Pierce
bro. Doctor
Brosnan.
Strange who? Doctor Strange who?
yeah. Anyways, I think that's all that we have to cover for this week. It was a lot,
Hmm.
but hey, we got through it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's gonna.
this podcast will probably go on YouTube. It'll definitely be on Spotify and every other audio only platforms.
Yep.
Follow our Twitter at Saiyan Society. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel if you guys are on the audio only, and if you guys are on the YouTube channel, go down there, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and hit that bell notification.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe comment something. Let us know what you guys are thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all we got. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.